All right, you guys ready?
I've been ready, brother.
Y'all been ready?
DJ, make sure you're about a fist distance from the mic as well.
Wait, do that again?
That's about
There you
That's
go.
good.
Yeah, there you go. I
That's
like
good.
that.
I just want to eliminate the room
good
noise.
Hey, we don't have a kid tonight.
That's good form.
All right. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Hello.
This Distance is both a great movie title and a great album title. This Distance?
This Distance?
What's that movie about, right? He's going for distance. He's going to punch you.
The Stool Podcast.
What do we want?
Mr. Stool! Dad, who the hell are these assholes?
You guys are so mean. Those kids aren't real losers.
We don't want your music.
You're their forfeit. You guys are so embarrassing.
To win any motherfucker over is being funny.
Nice work, you dunce.
Push out.
What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Stool Podcast. Appreciate y'all coming through. Johnny, a.k.a. JonnySavag, right here in the bitch seat, and it's okay. Hey, I'm all right with it. It is what it is. I lost again, the draw. I lost it. And then behind me to this side, we got Mr. Antoine.
Hey, everybody. We're Anthony. What's going on? Good to see you. Good to be here.
So enthusiastic. And then
I'm trying to be dark and mysterious. You can't tell?
That's right. Put it down more.
No, we can introduce ourselves, Johnny. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stool Podcast. Thank you for tuning in again this week for another crazy episode with some crazy people we got on deck today. I am Mickstradamus. Go ahead, before we get started today, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that beautiful bell icon before you get started today. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Do it.
To my left, we have really close homies, really good people all around, and Newlyweds.
Returning guest.
Tori and DJ.
Part 2. Yeah, it's the part 2 of Tori and DJ. So this will be fun. Actually, kind of part 3 because it was a 2-parter last time.
That was a 2-parter.
That was so long.
It was very long.
Yeah, we recorded for like 2 hours, over
Not
2
bad.
hours. That day.
DJ was blasted, dude.
He doesn't remember the second half.
remember it,
It's
so it
great.
doesn't count.
He doesn't remember shit.
This is part 2. What are you talking about?
This one's going to come out a lot better because we have better mics this time for you guys.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
always better.
We upgraded a little
That's
bit.
one of the funner episodes still, though. Even
that was
though
fun.
All quality aside, it was just one of the funner episodes. I love this. I love
fun.
this. This is my new thing. I think this is not being able to
looks
see
good,
my
dude.
eyes. I love it. You don't know where I'm coming
Poker player
at,
look, dude.
right? You can't see my
To
eyes.
a poker, let's go.
Who is that guy? I've never
And you
seen
can
him
catch-
before.
You can catch Anthony on World Tour Poker.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see your poker bit. Like, what would you do if you had cards in front of you? How would you look? What would it look like?
Honestly,
You gotta sit back. You gotta lean back.
you know what I've always thought is a funny joke, and I've never really told it. If you guys want to hear it and just entertain me for a second, a poker player who goes into poker with the weirdest face possible, so that when he's playing, he just like holds a weird face. So like, let's say he's like the whole time. So if something happens that's shocking, everyone's like more thrown off by the fact that his face isn't weird anymore.
You just gotta shit
Does that-
yourself right before the tournament.
Does that make
that's
sense?
a bleep, my bad.
I think that's the way you should play poker. Is go in there trying to hold a strange face like the whole time.
And then how much of that people up, though?
Right,
They're
yeah.
like, but
They're
then
not
you
expecting that.
go from sticking to that face to like, oh.
Poker's luck, but it's also very mental.
Yeah. You're that. I mean, the whole term poker face is a thing. You know, people have to pay attention to your expressions. If you're actively manipulating it before the game, I mean, that's like a little bit of a.
Is that how he normally looks?
I
don't know.
Lady Gaga said it the best. Papa, poker face. Papa,
poker face? Yeah.
No,
Brilliant.
Because you're
Did say
supposed to poker.
Brilliant words.
Poke her face.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
Poker.
dig into the meat and bones of everything. How's it been?
It's Ben.
It's
Oh my
been.
God.
Well, being married and stuff, it's cool.
Yeah.
good. I mean-
A lot's changed since the last time we've been here.
Yeah. We did that thing. We got married. It was cool. Mike was there.
Yeah.
Mike's the only one that came. Everybody else was invited and didn't come.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll tell you exactly why. I'm ready. This is why I haven't even spoken about it. Because I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment. But okay, so I got double whammied, right? So it was on a Monday. You guys, so I put in the time for work, watched my UKG thing, never approved, because guess what? Your fucking stupid brother took both Monday and Tuesday off. And so they didn't want to let me have the Monday off. So that was one thing. I couldn't get the time off work. Yep. And I was still going to try to go after I got off at 5:30. And then guess what I came home to? My entire house was flooded from my sewage backing up, my toilet, and my...
That's right. You sent me,
remember I told you guys?
Nasty.
Yeah. So that's what I came home to that day. So I was not able to attend, and I apologize. But that's why.
That must have been an epic morning shit.
You know what's funny is I had a weird feeling about like when I left the house that day, like when I flushed the toilet, it like sounded weird.
It gurgled weird.
You know, so
it was like
no, it's just it was a whole nightmare. It backed up into my bathtub and then flooded. Yeah, it was yeah. Not fun. So like I said, intensely apologize. But yeah, that's why I could not attend. I was intending to go, though.
Forgiven.
I was intending to go, though. I apologize. But,
yeah.
It's no worries. Yeah, nice. That was a good excuse.
I was only there because I had to be, so, you know.
He's like, I was obligated. I had other stuff going on that day. I had to cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just eating brownies and cake and...
Yeah, no, I was looking forward to free dinner
It
at
was pretty
least.
cold, though. I will have to say, it was pretty cold up there.
Yeah, it was cold. Like
I was like, dude, this is crazy. I'm like, all right, I'll muscle through this. I love these guys.
Everybody was like crowding around the tattoo booth the whole time. They're like, yeah, it's warm in here.
The little windbreak that you get from that little
tattoo booth. Yes, we had a tattoo booth at our wedding.
Pretty sick.
It's pretty cool.
I was honestly very much looking forward to the free dinner that night, too. That
was good.
That was
good,
yeah,
bro.
it bummed me out. I was like, man, I could be eating something fun. I had to eat like, just because I was cleaning all night, I ended up having to eat like a peanut butter and jelly or something for dinner before I went to sleep.
You're all stupid.
That's what we
I
had
was
at
up
the
till
wedding.
4 a.m. cleaning up shit to remind you guys one more time.
I will say, though, I've been practicing good eating habits. Every time I think about going for seconds, I just run this like sound bit of like hogs going in a hog trough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, now.
But you wanted to, though, because
I
you
wanted
could.
to. I was just like, do I say something or...
You just walk over there, bro. That's all you have to do is walk over there.
I was good.
I don't know, dude.
The Mexican food was on point.
It was
I'm
good.
a classic
What'd you
binger and
guys
faster.
have?
We had Mexican food, man. Yeah, we decided like, okay, so we like full on.
What'd you do?
Because he didn't come either. He was,
Yeah, I was trying to like get him to come. I was like cheerleading him all morning.
I was trying to. It just work sucked.
I was like, I'm just got my haircut.
Man, you could have
Be
just
here
gotten
this
us
time.
Pokemon cards for our wedding gift and we'd been okay.
That would have been. I should have did that.
That
was a good idea.
With this guy, you got to give incentives to him to show up to stuff.
Incentives,
Dude, we were gonna say like record part of it for your podcast. It could have like been on here. You know,
Has to be cool for Johnny.
Yeah, we don't got any footage they could send us.
For me, what the
Does?
Shut the up.
Everything you do is like time management. You're like,
I mean, I got footage. I got footage of DJ crying. It's great.
Oh god, I'm gonna need that.
Oh, you didn't bring that?
No,
Sure,
I was strong and macho
did a Zoom
the whole
shot.
time.
So we didn't do.
Dude, I'll cry.
We didn't do.
I'm not ashamed of crying.
We didn't do a like the first look thing where it was like, oh, you see the bride before the thing, so you go, oh, get it out of the way, so nobody's like emotional walking down the aisle. We didn't do that because he was like, no, I want to see you walking down the aisle. That's the first thing. So like I did the first look with the groomsmen. So I brought, his brothers over, my brother, and then the rest of them, Eric and freaking Javi. So they all come over. They're all standing there. Javi's like, because I had Mackenzie open the freaking door and Mackenzie couldn't get open. So she's like shaking it to get it open, couldn't get it open. And then Javi just breaks it open from the other side. Freaking Javi, muscle it open. And then I walk out and freaking Dawn's face goes from being... It's just in slow motion. I have it on video.
Yeah, it's hard in that moment for to not become emotional.
And
of
I was
course.
like, oh my God, I knew you were going to cry. It's just Dawn. Pat's like,
He was, dude. He was in the vibe, dude. Pat was in the vibe.
Pat was like, yeah, man, this is great. Like the whole day. And Dawn's was like, the whole time. So when they're leaving me, and I'm going back into like the bridal suite was a trailer. So I'm going back in the trailer, and all I hear is Dawn going, "You're so
Oh yeah, when they came back to me, Dawn was just like, "You're."
Yeah. He knew you were gonna break down.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't even remember what I said when.
They opened the
first
doors
time she walked down. I'm surprised I didn't go, oh shit.
Yeah, they opened the doors. You were there. You know, have the privacy doors, and then they opened the doors to have me walk down, so he couldn't see me. And then he goes, "Oh my god!" And like, "Oh my god!" Wow.
This is why throughout my life I have not made a big deal about being a crier, dude. Like I cry, dude. I'll cry. I'll cry, no problem.
I'm a strong man.
Yeah, call me a bitch all you want. You know what that is? Your insecurity and not actually being a real man. Real man can own when he cries.
A real man touches other man's people.
He does cry with me, but that was like a different type of cry.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like where it comes from.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a good cry,
loins.
Yeah, so
you're speaking exactly to my point about how it's like there's like a value to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you'll cry with a movie together or something like
Toy
that.
Story 3.
But there's like a other kind of level of like emotionality that is expressed through that, and that's just that level of transparency as a human being. I think it's healthy. I think it's a healthy thing, and as macho dudes, we try to suppress it. Like that, dude. No, I'll display that all day. And we'll be back right after this commercial break with Anthony's Psychology Corner.
It's almost like Ranthony's Corner, but not exactly.
Yeah, this is
Ranthony's Corner.
I don't know where I went off on this psychological tangent. You know?
Doctor, why do I always say nipples?
He's just a different guy with a hat on.
You like the things that rhyme with nipples.
My mom cried because DJ was crying. She was like, so emotional.
Does your mom not cry?
She does, but it was more like she was like, "I'm not crying because this is great. This is happy. We're happy. Like I'm not gonna cry." And then he started crying, and she was like,
in culture, what is it about like crying that it's like the one thing that like we like are all cool to be mesmerized or laugh or say wow at fireworks? You know what I mean? Like we all share that kind of like amazement and stuff, like those kind of emotions. But crying, that's like a thing that we're like,
because it's awkward as shit.
It's not. Why?
I think it's just
that's just what we're conditioned to.
I think it's just because like in general we just strive to be happy. Like all the time.
I could see that.
I don't know, man. We're the emo generation. So I'm used to being sad.
I'll fucking cry right now.
You know what? The best option was just to me to see the better side of this situation. No, in that situation, just bawl your eyes out, dude.
Cries can be good, man.
Yeah.
I'm a proponent of cries can be good.
Yeah.
You know?
Man.
When's the last time you cried, Anthony?
Who said that?
This morning.
He woke up and sat on the edge of his bed, and that's where just waterworks, dude.
That's why he's all emotional today.
I'm not even.
He came in, he's like, so guys.
I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. What I told you about, like, I was like, oh, I wanted to watch like the best part of movies, like, you know, so I could get through a bunch of cool parts of movies. I cried at the end of Terminator 2, as I do. And it wasn't like a big emotional cry, but I was like, I teared up when Arnold, he's, is like, there's one more chip. I'm like, no.
Did I cry during like
Yeah, the thumb. Come on. And then the music. To me, it'll make me tear up. Yeah, maybe I am a pussy, Johnny. You might be right. Hey, honestly, the best thing you could pull up right now is that the Intervention clip. The dude who cries on Intervention. You seen that?
Yeah, the black guy?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite cries of all time, dude.
It kind of sounded like this one.
Yeah, that's a dude who's never cried in his life.
That is it.
I think that's it. That's the audio, I think.
Or what about the classic cry of the girl, I love you and I miss you and you know what I'm talking about? Like the classic freaking car ramp cry.
Yeah, no, I would love to. I mean, it's already been a meme, so I can't take credit for it, but like take the footage of your guys' wedding and him crying moment. And then you guys have seen this meme where it's like, instead of like the bride walking up, it's like guitar gear, or like,
insert whatever
thing
introductory thing into
that
your
a man
life,
would be obsessed
meme.
over. Yeah.
Penis? What?
He's all like, there is a piece of gear that would make me it would elicit that reaction from me for sure.
I could think of a custom bass that would do that.
So you guys,
talking about my bass?
So here's something we didn't put it on the board, but I did want to ask you about this because I think it's cool, fun information for the type of audience we cater to, right?
Right, exactly.
You guys in the last couple months have been building a home studio.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Talk about
nice.
that.
I didn't know that.
Let's talk about that.
Did you give me a little preview? Hey, coming together.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Got lights.
we did track lighting. You know.
We've been like renovating our entire house. It just, it was a lot of work. And then the house had 2 rooms besides our master bedroom. And we were like deciding which one to use for our space to do fun things. And he wanted the one closest to the garage because he had an idea. And I was like, but this room's like smaller and the closet sucks. And then we went in the other one and the closet was like built to be a vocal booth. Basically, like they had put like shelving in, but like one of the shelving was like came out further and was basically made like a freaking box. So I was like, I'll just stand right here and just take this bowl out.
It seemed really intentional. They did it. Like
I was like, this is.
It was kind of weird architecture for a closet.
Yeah, but I'm like, this is perfect.
So to paint the picture, this is in the garage or a room.
This is a room.
This is a room, right? And then so you turn that into your little music space.
Because there's like a little partition right in the middle of the closet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like shelving in it, but it's got like a bigger spot that's like intentionally comes out. It looks like it's made to be like a vocal spot. And then it's got shelving and then it's got another kind of like smaller version of it. We just have all of the guitars and stuff stacked in the other spot. But like you could put like so much things in like the shelves. We talked about possibly putting like the mixer and stuff in there, but it's like we just have that booth set up. It's a vocal booth, and then the wires could leak through and come out on the other side. And then his side of the desk, because we have a double desk, it looks like a T. His side of the desk is right there, so all the stuff is just like boom, like right there.
So you guys are like face-to-face computer style?
Well, so we got the wall with the window. So the desk runs along the wall, and there's a thing that juts out in the middle. So it's T-shaped.
Yeah,
so we're next to each other.
Okay, so facing the same direction.
Yeah, and then
with a dual setup there.
Yeah, and then I'm on the side where the closet's right there.
Wait, so what do you guys do? Are you guys doing like double producing, essentially, or what do you guys?
So they can play video games next to each other.
Yeah, that's basically. Technically, that's what initially what it was for.
Johnny got it right.
What it was for is so we could like game next to each other if we were gonna have PCs. Yeah. But the other thing is like, well, this is a good plug. Like we started writing again with Digital Panic last night. So everybody came over and we were in the room. It's like I'm on my side. I'm like writing and like figuring out stuff for like the song we were doing, and like they're sitting. We have a beanbag chair. People are sitting in there noodling, and then we got the electric
nice
drum kit
conducive space for creativity.
I will say I do regret leaving Digital Panic the way I did. To this day,
we're gonna get into it.
To this day.
Boom!
To this day,
I
ladies
want
and gentlemen.
horns. I want stuff. I want to hear all of this. This is meaty for me.
So I was just kind of in a place where I was developing in a strange way musically, where I was like writing stuff. I was kind of like coming into my own. I was a guitar player for forever, my entire life. But then I started realizing, I actually have a singing talent. So I came to a point to where I was like, well, you know what I mean? I want to have more of a role because, Eric had not, he was like, what happened with Eric? Why did we decide to like not go with Eric again?
Life.
Just life situation.
Yeah, it was just stuff, getting, he's being an adult, he's a dad and stuff. Yeah. Like we're all adults. Yeah, we have work and all this
almost
stuff,
painted as a bad word, but commitment level gets compromised at some point.
So it's the crappy thing about it is like we don't want to, even now, because most of our band's all married. We're married. Our lead guitar player's married. Like our guitar player's married. Our drummer's married. So it's like, hey man, like we are aware that you have family obligations. Some families really cool with your family obligations and with your fun obligations, more to say, because we have been doing it together. We're cool with it, right? Our guitar player, Kirby, him and his wife met doing music. like, she's super for him doing music. Like, he actually, when we started doing stuff together or talked about doing stuff together again, she, I guess, had told him, like, hey, man, like, ever since you guys stopped playing stuff together, all you do is write sad songs and sit in the living room and play by yourself. You need to go back with your band, you know? But, like, JT,
we're
his
gonna have to
too.
screen with Kirby to make sure we don't have to cut that.
No, he's fine.
No, he's a good sport. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he would have came here today if, like, I forgot
Honestly,
it was today, not yesterday.
We should have kind of like stretched for that for the next appearance to them. You know?
Yeah, we can bring everybody on. But
That'd be
like, even JT and him and his wife met doing music too, so she's like big supporter of it too. She's like, man, like, you were the most happiest as a musician with those guys. Like, go back and do stuff with those guys, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, having supportive spouses or partners is like great, but you know, I'm not saying that Eric's partner isn't supportive, but he had additional things that it's like, hey man, don't fail that stuff to be having fun with us, because that's not good, you know?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
You guys were a lot younger.
That was a hard
too.
conversation.
Yeah, and also, like, because it goes both ways. It's like, we get frustrated with him because he's failing us, right? But we're in this weird point because we can't get pissed off that he's failing us because he's being a dad and a husband. Like,
yeah, it's like
because I'd be mad if it was me on the wife end, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey man, like, you got this. This is your life. Like, do that.
Yeah,
if we can all meet up one day and like have a hunky dory reunion,
it's all pretty
cool.
nebulous. Like, because some people actually are more equipped, whether it be financially or mentally or whatever, to really make that happen and make both commitments happen. And so it's like, it's pretty, you know, subjective how it works, you know, and you want to respect everybody's personal boundaries and what they're able to commit to. So it gets muddy being in a band. That's one thing that I don't think people understand when it comes to how stressful being in a band is, because they look at it, oh yeah, you're making music, you're fucking having fun. No, but at the same time, like, organize, especially as adults, organizing it in your life, organizing it as a part of a, because me, I don't aim to make music to make money. I just like doing it. You know, it's just fun. You know what I mean? Working with my friends. It's the only thing
I'm good at.
Collaborating with friends. It's like one of the only things that I think is like just really fun to pass the time doing. And it's like a good social activity for me. So I like doing it, as opposed to like, you know, there's some people that you have to be like driven like that. And I think that's a weird thing now, because it shows you, it's the same thing as like the people who work so hard to be the boss at your job. It's like, that guy's kind of an asshole because he's willing to step on everybody. So a lot of the successful musicians that are out there, they kind of have this tinge of like, they're probably a little bit of an asshole because they've had to climb and fight and dog eat dog this whole process and to get their success. So speaking of that, you wanted to bring something up about Ronnie Radke, Johnny. What was that?
No, we're not going to do that.
I just wanted to all just, you know, climax that with just still reiterating how much I fucking hate that guy.
I hate that fucking guy. Dude. Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ronnie Radke.
I mean, well, obviously we have feelings about that guy, but you know, what does make a vocalist compelling?
Oh, there you go. Nice segue. Yeah. Honestly, that was actually relatively smooth.
It's almost like you saw it on the board.
The thing is with the segues, like, they're good, and you just got to let it be, Anthony. You can't just be every time you're like, no, that was a good segue.
You have to point out segues. That's how you know they're good, right?
Every time.
Doing it without pointing it
out. Now we're just rambling on about how good it was instead of like actually.
But that's funny in its own right, Johnny, and you know that's true.
Like, dude,
you know that's true. You know that's true.
Episode, we're talking about segues.
Well,
the motorized scooters.
The actual topic. Well, me and Mike had this conversation kind of the other day at my house, so it's kind of more interesting. This is where it started, because we were talking about like different types of like vocalists, right? So like, you know, I like guys. I mean, yeah, I like guys, but okay.
Wait a minute.
We let's preface this. If you guys have already seen,
I'm not a guy.
If you guys have already seen podcasts that I've been on with these guys, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of the female vocalist. I'm just not. Being one myself is kind of like puts me in a weird spot, because I mean,
hypocritical.
No, I mean, I am my own worst freaking critic. I don't even enjoy listening to myself. That's bad, right? I don't enjoy listening to myself. It's kind of weird. like I'm constantly critiquing myself, so I can't.
You
I can't do it.
You're like, you gave yourself the ick sometimes. You just like you push away from it.
Well,
and
I
you're just
showed you.
Well, let me do it different this time.
Well, we showed you that new song.
New take.
That new song that we did right before the band broke up. That is like probably the only vocal that I've heard myself do in a long time. Where I was like, man, that sounds fucking good. I was like, but like, there's times where I listen to myself. I'm like, that's not it. Like if there's 2 female vocalists like in our genre that I would say that I appreciate. One is Hayley Williams. She's always going to be at the top. That girl can sing everything, and it sounds good, right? The other one is Amy Lee. Amy Lee can kill it, dude. The other ones,
the OG.
I feel like they're
like
not
genre.
anything. Poppy, freaking whatever her face is from Spirit Box, they're just not that good.
Female metal vocalists? Is there anybody prominent we could say like before Amy Lee in the 90s?
In the 90s?
No.
I would say probably
for like
Kitty, maybe
metal-ish.
Maybe Kitty.
Kitty's around the same time. I feel like
maybe Kitty. Yeah, but I mean, I would Amy Lee as like a
here.
full
I'll do a little
vocalist.
bit of my own side production here. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah,
But
Amy Lee
continue.
kills though. But like most of my vocal influence has always been from male vocalists. I just don't, because I feel we kind of had this conversation the other day with with my bandmates. It's like when I was first coming up doing any type of like bands. You either were, if you were a female singer, you were either a carbon copy of Hayley Williams, Amy Lee, or what's her name? From Flyleaf.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
Lacey
Sturm.
Yep.
You were a carbon copy of one of those 3 people, right? You had no originality. That's what you were. So it's like, man, like I didn't want to be like
the
them.
90s. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut off.
Cool thing. I didn't want to be like any of them, so I was like, man, like I feel like the guys were like cooler to listen to. So like you have like Anthony Green and Aaron Gillespie and
okay. So
like,
what I think it is though, I think when you listen to a male singer versus a female singer, there's something culturally happening to where you question the fact that maybe there's an ulterior motive why you're being a singer.
Yeah.
As a female singer, because I think that's like the hardest thing to sell. Because when you listen to a male singer, it's just like, well, dudes are just dudes.
Yeah,
you kind of know that already.
Like we were just talking about what's his face. It's like he's a little chub,
kind of like baked into it.
Like we were talking about Dayseeker guy. I was like, oh, he's a little chubby.
But what is that though? What is that?
I mean, well, historically, right? Like females have had a harder time breaking into certain industries, right? Even in entertainment. So if we weren't breaking into an industry in entertainment, it's
I
like
wouldn't even say it that way. Sorry to cut you off, but I would say it that they have a harder time being taken seriously in any given industry.
Yeah, so you want to be taken seriously.
But there's a reason for that. And I think that's one of the things that you acknowledge with female vocalists is there's like this element of it where are we selling the talent or are we selling the talent?
Yeah.
You know
so
what I mean?
Like, how many of them have an OnlyFans?
I've always had this opinion of anything to do with women that, I mean, it's not that a woman can't do things. My career outside of doing music, I am in a male-dominated career. So it's like, I feel like as a person, you just have to be the best at what you do regardless of what it is, right? I don't ever want to be compared to somebody and be the token woman or token girl to do something. So if it's like...
I think you're looking for the term token black guy.
Yeah, sure. I just don't like to be...
Who said that?
Anybody hear something? I think
like
there's a little buzz.
I hate
Mick,
the
you wanna check it out?
phrase...
I'm sorry. I don't speak, bitch.
I'll look into it. Yeah.
I hate the phrase, you're good for...
for a woman.
Yeah. You're a really good female vocalist. Why can't I just be a good vocalist?
I've always been perplexed by that whole fucking thing.
Last time,
because I've seen, in my years, playing shows and stuff. I've seen, like, to me, and this kind of is just like a kind of the whole compelling vocalist argument. There's just some people that like I want to get their phone number after the show if we play a bill together or something. Just because I'm like I like the way this guy does his thing.
Were just
this
really
girl
cool.
does her
like,
thing.
Yeah.
And like they have something that you could see that they have a spark in them or whatever. And what's funny is like in my contact list now, because I don't really socialize a huge amount. Some of those people that I like, the ones that I like, the vocalists that have stuck out in my we still talk more commonly than the other people that I've interacted with. I don't know. It's just a thing that I don't know. Maybe that's my argument for what makes a compelling vocalist is just like someone who relates to how I do it very, passionately or whatever, or what I perceive as passionately. And like I see that in them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I relate to that, and so I talk to them more.
Yeah, because even like to the music level, right? Because you can view somebody as like a singer, like this guy just sings so well, like this person can sing, like their talent is great, right? But then we have other people that are maybe their vocal talent isn't like amazing or exceedingly awesome, but you have like for instance, we were talking about Brand New. Brand New is one of my favorite bands of all time. I have never cried harder at a concert than watching Brand New, right? But it's like, is Jesse Lacey a great singer? Not really,
You
right?
know who's not? Sleep Token.
Oh,
Shit.
But like Jesse Lacey's not a great
Hot
singer,
topic.
but for some reason Jesse Lacey emotes so well in his vocals that it can make me
He's a
cry.
he's a great performer.
Yeah, he's just
We didn't
fantastic.
really get into it. We were starting it, but we wanted to cut it off and save it. But yeah, no, that was the point that I wanted to make real quick. Sorry. But he is such a great, like you see the emotion in how he performs. Even if when you see him live, every time it's a little bit different from the record. It's not exactly on point as the record. He does the vocals slightly different. Maybe he screams them louder, honestly. A lot of the time, there's points where, where there's like little lulls in their music where it's quiet and he's doing soft vocals, but when they do it live, he's like screaming it at the top of his lungs, and you're watching it for that reason.
Yeah, we saw him like a month before the wedding? A couple months before the wedding? Yeah, we saw them when they came back into that little tour thing. He was pissed off because they didn't play Quiet Things.
No, they played that.
Oh, not Quiet Things. They didn't play Sick Chanticleer. So he was like, they didn't play my favorite song. Why didn't they play it last? They played The Boy Who Blocked His Own Shot last. I've seen them do that one other time when I watched them, and I'm like, everybody's just freaking quiet or crying. And you could just hear everybody in the crowd just...
Like real somber vibe.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's a great emotive song.
To me, this is the kind of the argument I try to make all the time, man, is there's this value to that, right? Okay, so you got a crowd of people. Let's say, how many people would you say were there?
A lot.
Ooh, a lot. That thing sold
Several
out so
thousand?
fast. Yeah, that thing sold out so fast.
So we're looking at like, let's say plus 2,500, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say even just that, right? Versus even like at the EDC or something, there's like, 50,000 people. They're all like doing this dancing and all this shit, right?
Trance.
Isn't that just kind of a crazier moment, even though it's just 2,500 people? Like the way they're all emoting together.
Yeah, it's the pure emotion of it.
And to me is like, that's the value right there. That's what I pursue. That's what I've always pursued in music is like, dude, connection. That feels like real connection to me.
Throwing yourself in what you put out is what makes it good, whether somebody agrees that the art is great or not.
And then you go to a Stevie Aoki show and people are like, oh, they're just dancing. Is that connection? Do you guys consider like big festivals, like going to like a big like Steve Aoki or that kind of brand of music show? Do you consider that connection or country music?
I do. Just because it's everyone kind of has their own lane as far as like entertainment goes. People like what they like, and I love that. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's any knock to something if it's a different genre and it's like maybe, it's not. We feel like maybe we're more talented because we do things with our hands and things like that. But you can't knock that somebody wrote something, whether what style it is, that there is over 80,000 people there to see, and they're just enjoying themselves to it, regardless if it's...
So that's where I get a little bit muddy,
back
where it's like
on the
enjoyment or connection. So this is where I think people get lost on my point. Is the idea that this guy wrote a song, this one fucking dude wrote a song and is performing it for me right now because I've listened to it 1,000 fucking times. And now I'm standing next to a bunch of people who feel exactly that way. And we have all congregated in this one particular moment versus the idea and sensation and dopamine fixation that we have when we dance to a song. And that's a different thing. It's fueled by a different emotion. It's not fueled by festivity. It's not fueled by excitement. It's fueled by a sadness in us, and that's where we find connection.
But for me, like when I work with vocalists and recording them, it's one thing to sing the part and hit the notes, but what I always tell them on whether we keep a take or not is I want you to convince me on like what you're trying to sing. Like whether it's a happy thing or a sad thing, like convince me. I want to feel what you're trying to convey with your words, because anybody can sing notes. But whether to put like, I don't know, like all of you
have
into
your
it.
Spin.
Yeah.
Have you in it.
Yeah.
Have your emotion conveyed.
Yeah. Like all I say to them is convince me. And that's it.
Well, that's what I was going to say earlier was like, the word, we use the word compelling, but I use the word effectiveness.
Yeah.
So, if you have a level of effectiveness for that project, the right time, right place type of thing, you created a thing and you create a coalition behind your movement. You know what I mean? Which kind of segues into the other thing I wanted to talk about, where AI and actual bands should be singing. I mean, we're kind of anyone in music right now. We are the custodians of this industry. We have a say of how we direct this industry. You know what I mean? And the way I'm seeing it right now, AI is kind of like a thing for the individual, for the people that are not creatives. They make music. They find out what their tastes are by typing prompts in, all that fun stuff. Bands, huge bands, projects, artists, whatever, all that stuff is for everyone to love. If you have, it's almost like the way I've been seeing it lately is like they're two separate things. The way I see genres now is not just like music as a whole, to where I can critique something that I'm not particularly interested in. I think it's like music. There's like each genre is its own music industry, to where I'm in this lane of music industry. I have appreciation for artists within my lane. Anything on the scope of outside of my ability or even want to do in the music industry, I don't feel like I have a right to critique.
So no, here's where I want to come interject again. It's not about critiquing things about that are outside of my taste style. It's about questioning the motivations of what it is that is behind the art. It's about questioning what it is that created that piece of art, that song, right? We know that AI can do it. We know that record companies can hire producers and people to make sure your song turns out a specific way. We already know that. That's like a scientific process that we see people making money off of all the time. But in reality, when you see a song that's like fucking like handwritten by someone, even if it's on TikTok or if it's a brand new song or if it's a Taylor Swift song, if that's what speaks to you, whatever, which to me, I would argue that that's not, it's like commercially built, but the intention is the part where I think we're getting lost on. And the idea that just because we can and we know how to do a specific thing that specific people will like and a specific contingent of fans will collect on, should we? Or should we really just like, I would love Taylor Swift to just be able to write a song and release a song where she documents the whole process and she's like, I'm not using one producer. I'm going to stay up in a cabin and I'm going to sit and I'm going to write this song, lyrics, everything soup to nuts from the bottom up myself. That's the purpose of art. And it's being bastardized by this, like what you were talking about, the compartmentalization. More soup
to vagina.
But I think...
Real quick. It's being bastardized by this whole compartmentalization of like, oh yeah, well, those people are allowed to like this. They're allowed to like that. If I don't like it, it's fine. No. There's a specific scrutiny as a society we are responsible for holding to our level of what we appreciate as art. And we're losing touch with that.
Well, do you consider stand-up comedy art?
No. Stand-up comedy as an art? No. It's not it's an art form. But is it art? No. Making silly jokes is not art.
It's a talent.
It's a talent.
I would say it definitely is art. I would put it close like to even like, spoken word and things like that. Like you have to be able to, again, back to being compelling, like you have to be able to captivate an audience. If you go over there and you're like,
that's
man,
entertainment though. I think
all of this is entertainment. Technically speaking.
I completely disagree with that. I think that art is something separate from entertainment, and because we're all raised and indoctrinated into the society where art has become bastardized by the concept of entertainment, by that we have to be entertained by art, that's where we lose it. The fact of the matter is we don't have to be pleased by art at all. We don't have to enjoy it at all. It doesn't have to entertain us at all. Art is something that provokes us to think new thoughts. That's the point I always try to make.
But also, I feel like art has to have a piece of yourself.
It's the reason we connect to it.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to. You see something in yourself in what you connect to when you see a piece of art.
From hundreds of years ago, the famous painters, like, they put themselves in there. And then poetry, they put themselves in there. Music, you sure as shit put yourself in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's why it's literally lasted hundreds of years.
Yeah.
That's why it's still relevant. Now, I'll tell you this right now. Go ahead and cue up PP cocaine, Johnny.
it's like
PP cocaine is not going to last the test of time as relevant.
I don't know about that.
So like,
hey man,
but with the stand-up
emo
comedy
song
thing,
still exists till this day. I still quote the mood apathetic thing.
With this video, I mean, I'm probably gonna last till the end of time myself. You know.
Yeah, but with the stand-up comedy thing, like not everybody
lasts 2 seconds. Right?
Yeah. I can't believe this exists. This is wild. This is crazy. Yeah.
Give me some volume, dude.
Yeah, let me hear that.
This is where we're at, guys. Camera, dude.
Fuck is that?
Don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing.
Lie down.
Come on, lie down.
Turn off the
Is that Ice Spice?
Nope.
Nope.
This is PP cocaine.
This is PP cocaine.
loud. Bend me over and I will shout.
I'm fucking sold, dude.
I'm in it, right? What a bop.
I'm a groupie now, dude.
It's a bop.
I'm in, dude. That screenshot alone, I'm in.
No, thank you.
You guys are freaks, dude.
Again, now we're going back to the
Tori,
female
get into
thing.
at least
Tori, mind your own business, dude.
Now we're going back to the whole women in the
Women's
music
vocals,
industry
right?
thing.
Yeah.
No, get into her vocals. At least let's get to her vocals.
That
She hasn't
fucking
even started.
ruins everything
At least
alone.
let's get
We
to her
don't even
vocals.
need to get to her vocals. She could sound like Mariah Carey, and I wouldn't give a rat's ass.
Listen, Tori.
Fuck you and your shit off that.
Tori, I don't care.
Linda, listen.
Dude, go to a strip club.
I know. This is like the strip club and the DJ in one thing.
Absolutely not. No.
I'm going to go to the strip club and ask for the song PP.
Look, he talked about Sleep Token, and people are over here like, oh, I love Sleep Token, whatever. People are like, I love that half-naked
Johnny, play
man
her
rubs
vocals at
himself in my
least.
face. I'm like, no!
Listen, if that was under the Sleep Token mask, I'm in, dude.
Play some of her vocals. Play some of her vocals.
All right, DJ, check this out.
Not.
Yeah, listen. She performs these vocals for you. What do you say?
This was your average lullaby.
Yes, I did. Tell me what kind of lullaby this is.
Dude, bro, how many packs a day your ass smoked to sound like that?
808.
Here we go.
808.
Cheeks clap, daddy.
I mean,
I'm going home.
On.
You're fired. Absolutely not.
You lost a little bit of faith in humanity today, didn't you?
A little. I only had a little left.
And fun fact, this film location is in the San Fernando Valley.
It is.
I'm not surprised. It looks
All right, just give us like another 12-second taste, and then we're done.
No, I don't even.
Come on, 12-second taste.
69-second taste. Tape.
No.
I don't mind it.
What, dude? Wait,
Wait,
dude?
did you see the girl?
What?
Look at
What,
that.
What? Hold on. What's wrong here?
Hey, wait a minute, Johnny. Take that emoticon off, dude.
Watch the girl on the bottom right. She's slapping her pussy. Look at it.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit, dude!
Did you see that?
I'm gonna preface this and be probably all those
Holy
girls are not
shit.
great in bed.
Oh man!
I feel like if you
guys
have
could
to
say thank
pretend
you
you
to
are,
me
they're not.
for bringing PP cocaine
You
to
know
the
what?
table.
You know what? I think. Can we recreate that? If we
You
did
wanna
that,
cover PP cocaine?
If we did that,
We'll do a video?
shot for shot.
Yeah,
in the same
I think-
outfits,
but all boys, though,
I'll
all
play
the
PP
boys.
cocaine. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I
I'll
mean,
wear the wig.
I would like to see the cheeks.
I'll do
flap
tan face.
on your end, but like nobody else's.
I'm wearing.
Oh my god!
I'm definitely wearing the G-string. That's for sure.
I would say the
to bring
artistry
it
is
to bring
not
it full
there.
circle, bringing it
Let's
full
bring
circle.
Bring it back in.
Tori,
Nice.
your
segue.
remarks on female vocalists.
Absolutely freaking not. No, absolutely not. No. What vocal is that? That's not even a vocal. No.
I'll tell you what, Daddy.
I will ask the question. I will ask the question though. How are they keeping their whites so white?
They should be getting discolored.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Especially right here.
Hey, look.
Right here. This should be a lot darker.
Look at the camera glow, though. Look at the camera glow. So they're bleaching
Johnny,
out the camera glow so it doesn't
like
look
a
yellow.
Zoom and a fucking thing in the corner. We got to make that a thing.
All right. I've had enough PPs.
No,
Yeah,
Puppies
that's
and
gross.
cocaine.
the thing is, I don't think you guys were paying attention on that part where she was like,
I was trying to listen. You
paying
spoke
attention.
over it. You spoke over it.
Absolutely not. There ain't no vocal in that entire thing right there.
But yeah, I mean, that's what's happening now. People who have talent in making
best.
and producing music are just allowing that to come in.
But that's always been a thing, has it not? Like, we have always
yeah.
seen nonsensical
But at
garbage
least
come
before
through the
modern
tube,
age that
and
we're living in now. There was a governor on it. We basically had the thing that we all hated. We all hated this, but all the record labels had to fucking be like, no, you're good enough for us to put this money into you.
Okay, let's pause on that.
My life.
I'm gonna interject.
My life was better before I heard that.
Well, I'm gonna
now
talk
it's a little
about,
bit
because you
worse.
said labels had to make sure stuff like that didn't come because they would interject. Soldier Boy, Tell 'Em. Crank That Soldier Boy is like
that
that
song.
in the dude version.
Yeah, it's like released by Capitol Records or something.
Yeah,
I'll agree
that
with
is hot garbage. Yes, we all danced to it. It
I
was
really
funny.
am more
Hot
speaking.
garbage.
I really am more speaking to like when the time of like record labels was being established, like 70s, 80s, 90s.
Oh yeah, but that died
time-
before us.
Oh, not me. I mean, I'm that old, you know. But yeah, no. Like to me,
I'm not that old,
I
sorry.
still am such a fan of that concept of the idea of that things have to travel through certain channels. I don't know. I'll promote something right now. I think it's the Thursday documentary. It's free on YouTube. You could watch it, but it's their whole story or whatever. Their trajectory as a band is what I think every band's trajectory should be. It's literally like that's how a band and art form should develop. The way they've done their whole thing is basically they built an incredible sound and their whole audience and everything off of their teenage angst and that artistic drive that you have in your early 20s and teenage years. And they've kind of rode that machine. And when it was started, they went from like indie recognition to mainstream recognition to like kind of like falling off a little bit to like building everything back up off of their legacy on their own. And that to me is like, that proves how good art can be, dude. That like how long lasting, how withstanding. Deftones are doing it right now.
A lot of bands are doing it
We talk
now.
about them all the time about how they're like the main band that's doing it, where they're having a big resurgence because their music and their art was so good and it standed the test of time. It's speaking to a new generation now.
What causes that fall off?
All right.
Literally,
people not liking stuff
the
as
whole
much anymore.
that's the audience problem that I'm speaking to.
Segue.
Segue.
Real quick, Anthony. What do you see? There's a fine line between art and an act.
Okay, so define
A lot of those
an
are hand
act.
in hand.
Define an act.
An act is something that you're doing for a niche audience. You have a niche audience. So that's kind of like where I am when I see like, that's why I asked the whole stand-up comedian thing, which was like, we conflate, because it sounds like music, it tastes like music, it sounds, whatever, however you wanted to put descriptor points on music and art,
Whatever art form we're talking about.
whatever. If we recognize it as something else, our sensory stuff is gonna like, we're gonna like, it's called this, and this is unacceptable. I don't like this. The thing about it is like where that derives from is like the whole growth of an artist. Well, obviously, if you have like the real what you call an artist's perspective, a taste, the growth. Well, let me finish my point.
No. I'm agreeing with you in my head. I'm not gonna interrupt you. I'm just...
So to get to the point to where you said they got to, it's just you run into promoters, you run into other producers along the way that do like what you're doing, that are on a different level, and then you get exposed through that process. But the thing is, like, you have to socialize and work with people to get introduced to people that do like what you're doing, and then that amplifies you even more. You know what I mean? And in a sense, we are all kind of playing the same game here, ultimately. You know what I mean? Because we do want our music heard, but I do kind of feel like it kind of gets lost in translation if we're just kind of like arguing, this isn't music because this is done this way. what if like they're only doing this stuff because it's like it's an act for them? Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's a form of entertainment that certain niche people like, and I'm okay with that. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of niche genres of entertainment that I don't particularly like myself. And is Johnny doing some fucked up shit?
No. Go ahead.
I heard some laughing. No, but what I'm trying to get at is like, you know, I'm in my lane. I respect what I'm doing and the people that do like the things that I'm doing, and the people that I meet that do promote stuff, that do like my stuff. Yeah, that's great. Those are the people I'm trying to appeal to right now. You know what I mean? Having a big scale stuff, that has nothing to do with me. That's like arguing with McDonald's. I'm not, you know what I mean? These big labels and stuff, that's like, you know, I have no interest in that. That's its own little bubble. It is kind of gross the way they do stuff, but guess what? Our art is real. It does. People do preserve it on the local level, you know, especially like these promoters and stuff. Everyone works hard for each other. You know what I mean? If you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to kind of answer to there, but to try to kind of surmise, you know, what you were saying, I feel like maybe there is at least a little bit of room for the commercial element of entertainment interjected into art. But I think something that's lost, and the thing that I always try to argue for, it's not about my taste, dude. Like, I don't give a shit about that part, dude. I don't give a shit about if people make money off of music. That's not the part I give a shit about. The part I give a shit about is the long-term effect that this is going to have on our society. We've witnessed it in the past.
Like as a whole.
Pay attention to history about what our dark ages are defined as, and it's literally times where people are so depressed they can't create effective art that's provocative. And art is one of the things beyond, you know, like other types of forms of, you know, education, intelligence, and stuff like this, you know, like learning sciences and maths and things that actually keep people smarter and growing as a society. Art is in there. It's in there, okay? And we don't look at math and science and physics as entertainment, right? But art is actually, it's more in that category of like important for our brain development as a society. And that's what I'm speaking to. I don't care if you make fucking money. I don't care if you fucking are pee-pee cocaine. You know, do whatever you're going to do, dude. I don't give a shit. As long as there's still artists out there that are basically doing things that make us provoke our minds in a way that they develop, because we need to grow as a society. We need to. It's necessary.
Let me challenge you.
And the whole education or entertainment element to that has completely muddied the waters.
Let me ask you something though. This is for all you guys. I want to go around, see what you guys have to say about this. So, the way I see it, all these industries, all these people that do, scientists, engineers, you name it, anyone in the trade industry, anyone that does the trade, people that do the things they do contribute to society. But do we as artists kind of try to like say, oh, this is art, you should be listening to this to be a productive person of society, or should you listen to the things that inspire you?
Yes, we definitely do that because people are financially motivated to do so.
Let me hammer this home a little bit. So what I'm trying to say is like the person that is a scientist, the things that inspire them, they are not an artist from what I'm hearing here.
I wouldn't say people would like to define that as art, but no, it's the thing that I'm trying to define, and I'm having a hard time defining to you guys because you get confused with like the entertainment element and art. There's a special quality to learning physics and math and science and art and history. There's a special quality to that. I don't have a word for it, but that is what makes humans grow. And that is what is the quality of that of actual beneficial art, dude. If like we lived in some sort of weird dystopian world where we only got like 3 albums a year and 4 movies a year, and then it was released to us, shout out South Korea, whatever. What's up? Anyway, but if we lived in that kind of world, then we would still appreciate the art, and it would still speak to us. It would be antiquated and hard, but we're fortunate enough to live in a world where we don't have to live antiquated. Every one of us has that opportunity at our fingertips to express ourselves artistically. That's fucking beautiful. And now, because of that, there's a bunch of corporations and industries that have bastardized that fact and turned it into a money-making scheme versus the actual motivation that it's there
I think
for,
what you're
which is
looking
feeding our
for,
souls.
what you're trying to describe that you're like missing is the human element of what all of that stuff has in it, right? Like Mike was saying, like, and you guys are saying like sciences and things like that. The things that where they first came from is somebody figured that out. A human figured that out. It has a human thing in it. My job, I work in medical sciences. There is a skill that I provide to people that only a human can provide. That if a machine tried to do it, could not do it because I have to connect with people, not just physically in a way when I work on them, but I also have to connect with them mentally. I have to understand them. I have to understand what makes them tick. I have to fix them in a way that is not just
they work hand in
physically,
hand.
it's mentally.
And that's why I think the human element is always going to be important, because as you could program a robot mathematically, or any machine or algorithm mathematically to do a thing, but it's not going to deter any of the randomness to the whole thing.
Yeah, it could follow the definition of what you could say art is.
But nothing outside of those boundaries.
But, you know, historically speaking, the beginnings of art back in the caveman days were people drawing pictures and telling stories.
Yeah, it was human emotion,
human
stories,
experiences.
Human experience, exactly.
Okay, so that's actually a great fucking amalgamation of what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah, and then
literally that's the connection. Remember I was saying connection before.
And then just moving through history.
It grows and it's adapted and evolved into new things.
Yeah, it started as cave paintings and storytelling of talking about how their hunt went.
Yeah.
And how when they learned to harvest, how the harvest was. And then it evolved into paintings, and people paint what they see in their head, what they see with their eyes. And, you know, what they see with their eyes and a feeling that it gave them, and they put it on canvas. He's nailing
exactly my point.
And then you get to music. Music is
the joining of all those worlds.
It's a completely different monster. You're literally taking nothing.
Yeah,
and putting something there. You're painting with air.
Yeah. Like, I heard somebody sing a song, and this song was like old, like ancient song. It's freaking like Scottish or Irish. It's in Gaelic. Like, I don't even understand what's going on. But it's describing something.
He actually is.
I said it wrong. It's pronounced Gaelic.
Yeah,
but still, like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this thing.
I'm willing to stop.
It's like, I don't understand this thing. It's ancient. Like, I don't understand it, but
it's
I don't
still
understand
moving to you.
It's moving because it's like, it's in a totally different language I don't understand. But the feeling behind the song, or the feeling behind when it was written, whatever have you, was emotional. It was emotive. I have no idea. Somebody wrote this song in the way 1500s, whatever. We weren't there for that. We don't know how that life was. We don't know what was going through this person's mind.
But isn't it so incredible
connects to you.
How, like, emotionally, it's like a visceral thing.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing that's easy to describe.
I think I gotta go back. You know, I said, like, you know, cave paintings and then paintings and then music. People have been singing for as long as we've been existing.
I mean,
music was a thing before instruments were a thing.
Yeah,
well, dude, the Hebrew language is all technically singing.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you guys this question? Why do you think genres exist?
Why do
they exist?
Honestly, the same reason religions exist, bro.
Taste.
I'll answer that right now. I'll put period on it. I think the only reason that exists is like geography. That's one of those dumb things that humans do, is we
like to categorize things.
Yes.
It makes us feel comfortable.
Yes.
Like, for some people...
And to make it sound even more dumb, we like
to
put ourselves in a box.
This is the Chicago sound. This is the LA sound.
Because people will say that,
whether
right?
It's rock, whether it's Boston, hardcore. We always like to, like you said, categorize things.
Yeah, because we'll have Midwestern hardcore music. That's like a sound now. Or Midwestern emo, right? That's like a style.
But does that stuff, let me ask you this though, does that stuff exist because we created these genres, people invent these genres kind of pop up because the common person, these genres aid in their lifestyle.
I do agree with that it is, and we talk about this all the time because that affects like my job. You have to dumb down things so much for the regular average person. Again, we're in a society where people's attention spans are like 5 seconds. So it's like, hey man, I'm not going to take the time to really go look through and sift through 50 million different genres to find what I like. Like, I kind of like this one genre. They're giving me things around this one genre, right? Makes me feel good. That's what I got. I don't have time, nor do I want to go searching through the archive. I know that's something you don't like about how society is, but that's how society is nowadays. But that's how people
I think it is generational
fed
too.
Their stuff that they enjoy is now they have an easy to go to box they can grab from.
Here's my quick little intersection there. It's not even an argument or anything, but I think the reason that is because we got a small taste of, like, it's even more so in like my parents and my older sisters and stuff. They like doing it too. They like, like defining their own playlists. They don't like when the fucking YouTube, predicts a video for them or whatever. And I think that comes from having experienced it before Spotify, having experienced it before the auto play is just on there and then it just fucking goes on to the next song. It's like, actually, I kind of dig this. And so there's a generation that's genuinely conditioned without that.
The days of making your own
The days of
CDs.
making your own tastes, you know what I
See,
mean?
I have mixed feelings about it because it's like, yeah, we did a lot of our own searching for like back in the MySpace days, finding songs. But we also flipped to people's pages and found songs that we didn't even think of. Like, that's how I found Seosin.
Yeah,
Flipped through a friend's page. They had 7 years
and
on the top of
What a good feeling it is to have. I hold on to it.
Wow, like that's cool. But the other thing that happens to me nowadays is like I'll flip on, I don't know if you guys know, Spotify has this thing. It's called the day list.
Yeah.
Right? So it'll be based off of stuff that you listen to, but it'll throw some other stuff in there. Sometimes I hate what they throw at me, and I'm like, this is stupid. Why am I getting this? And then other times I'll be like,
I would never argue with the fact that they're not on point. Sometimes.
Sometimes I get stuff and I'm like, I've never heard of this band.
I've never had the algorithm get it right for
I've
me.
had bands
They always recommend me stuff, and I'm like, I hate all that.
I definitely have to concede to the idea that sometimes, I'm like, oh my God, I do love this.
I found a band that is dead, and I was like so bummed that they were dead because I heard these like 3 or 4 songs they had, and they were like, I was like, man, they're so good. What happened to them? I go and research. Their guitar player died, so they stopped. And I was like, man, like that freaking sucks. This band was good. Like, you hate, imagine somebody nowadays finding for the first time Secret and Whisper.
Right.
Right?
But,
they're back now. They're coming back.
No, I'm going to tell you this right now.
If they were dead,
they're part of that next gen. They're the next wave. And this is me trying to be predictive about that. I'll say that about O Sleeper too. But the way we were talking about Deftones having a resurgence because their art has staying power.
Yeah, the tie I had for you.
Secret and Whisper. There's staying power to their music.
The tie I have for you.
They're building new fans amidst the fucking new music that's coming out.
Well, what I was going to say with your thing.
Sorry, 1 second. But just back in 2011 or 12 when their music came out, that's able to keep up with modern music of 2025. That's it. Sorry.
But I think, what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about like the music that we listen to and the art that we listen to, training our brains or helping our brains develop and things like that, right? I think that's why these guys are coming back the way they're coming back is because people are finding them and being like, wow, this tickles my brain more than stuff that I hear nowadays. It's just the same thing over and over again.
I have another thing to add. Of all those bands from back in the day when we were younger, how many of them are coming back now?
Right.
Because we're at the money spending age.
Well, that's true too.
We actually have money.
That's true too.
We are
but
making money
there
now and spending
are
our money
other
now.
people that have never heard them that are finding them now.
Yeah.
I would argue that they're getting new fans.
Yeah, they're getting new fans.
And then we were there for them in a time where 4,000 followers was enough.
But
now it takes 10,000 to 11,000 followers, and they're getting that from new followers.
Yeah, but now that we are of the age of making and spending money, it certainly helps.
Well, you can see where...
And I'm not complaining.
You can see...
I'm
finally happy I can afford merch.
You can see certain bands, though, you can kind of tell they're coming back for a cash grab, and you can see other bands are coming back because, they...
name names. I want to hear Tori name names. I want to hear Tori name names.
I'll name a name right now. Amberlin. That is one of my favorite bands ever.
Because Matty Mullins is the front guy.
Yeah, they were like, well, Steven doesn't want to do it. We all need money because they all had separate bands before.
But isn't he like 50 now? He's like old.
They all are. They're all older than him. The only one's not older.
As a vocalist, that's harder.
No, he's fine. He still produces his own stuff on the side.
Really?
The thing that happened was he didn't want to tour. He's with his family, his dad. Obligations, right? He's like, I don't want to tour right now. I got kids. I don't want to do that. But we can still make music. I still want to make music.
That's
they
where
wanted
it
to
gets muddy,
tour.
man.
But
It's like, is this an industry or is this an art?
But see where this happens, where I feel like this is
Yes.
a cash grab. This is where I feel like this is a cash grab. Okay, so they come back. He doesn't want to tour anymore. They make an album, it's fantastic, but he doesn't want to tour anymore. Okay, cool, boom. They come out and say Matty Mullins is their touring vocalist. Totally made sense. You want to tour? Fine, that's cool. That's money.
And then
People
he
need
made a
money.
track with them or something, right?
Then this is where it gets muddy for me, where I think it is a cash grab, right? All of those guys were in other bands outside of Amberlin after they stopped making stuff together. Their bands weren't that great. They didn't get popularity, blah, 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 right? Now they want to be Amberlin again. Steven won't do it. He won't go on tour. And they go, well, we'll just go with this guy. And then Matty Mullins is so popular because Memphis Mayfire is a very popular band with a lot of different age groups right now. Even younger people who are now discovering these genres still like Matty Mullins.
Love him
Matty
to death.
Mullins is a great freaking guy.
Honestly,
He's a nice
The dude,
dude.
I've never seen the man with a haircut that's not on point.
A dude is always on point. His wife is also a really amazing person. I've talked to her. Love the guy. This is no ill will towards Matty Mullins at all. Him and Memphis Mayfire, amazing.
One of my favorite parts of Warped Tour this year was watching
Memphis,
them play.
yeah. But Amberlin, though, it doesn't make sense. And what bothered me the most as a long-term fan of them, they re-released Never Take Friendship Personal, which I personally
with
would
his
say
new vocals on it.
had him re-sing the
I
whole
saw
damn
that.
thing. And
I
then
saw that.
renamed it just Never Take. Why? Because you're trying to cash grab these new audience people that like Matty Mullins instead of being, this is Never Take Friendship Personal
Yeah,
with a new
it was the
vocalist.
20th anniversary.
Right, and they did it with the new vocalist. Like,
But
trying
they
to get
didn't. But they
here's
didn't
where
release
I'm going to
it.
try to make the argument, right?
They didn't release it as a 20-year anniversary Never Take Friendship Personal
It was
vinyl.
like some sort of
it
reissue or
It
something.
was just Never Take. Come listen to our new album, Never Take. That's not a new album. That is Never Take Friendship Personal 20-year anniversary that we re-released with the new touring vocalist, Matty Mullins.
A band that has done this is Guar, okay? So this is not a new thing. This happens actually in music. Johnny, you would...
Don't you ever talk bad about Guar.
I'm not trying to
don't talk bad about Guar.
I'm not trying to talk bad about Guar.
I'll come
but
over
I'm sure you have
table,
something
dude.
to say about this, right, Johnny?
Yeah, I love Guar.
Okay, well, anyways, I'll make my point. This is a thing that, like, when bands try to just ride on legacy, and I don't even like saying it that way. It almost comes with a bad connotation. But, there's a band that, like, they have a legacy. I think, and here's one of my predictions, that the Rolling Stones and Metallica and all these bands that we, like, look at as, like, damn, dude, how have they lasted this long?
Queen did it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Journey did
There
it.
you
Yes.
go.
But they did it. But,
Perfect examples.
you don't really hear them release new music, though. Not really.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, they don't release new music.
Honestly, to make your point, and Berlin didn't release new music.
But they technically, yes, they did.
They tried to say they
have
did.
3 new songs,
They
actual new songs
the ones that they
with
wrote.
Matty Mullins on them. Yes. So like one of them,
release that as an EP, call it Never Take or whatever, and then add
release
like bonus tracks.
But that's my problem. Is it's like release new stuff with Matty Mullins.
Yeah.
Don't go back and try to erase the old vocalist. Right. That would be like we
Do you
all
think that's what the
we
intention
all
was?
enjoy Seosin, right? Seosin we're all big fans of Seosin. They did not go
not true.
back and re-release all of the stuff
Shut
that
the fuck
Anthony
up, bitch.
Green was on with Cove and go like, oh well, we don't even want to think about Anthony Green. We're just doing everything with Cove now. They never did that. They just were like, well, that section of our chapter of our careers ended with Anthony Green. It's unfortunate, but we're going to
moving
move on
new
with
chapter.
Cove now. We're just
and they
moving on.
reopened a new chapter with Anthony Green
Yep.
again.
And now they're reopening a new chapter with Cove, right?
Yeah.
But it is like separate things. They're not going to go, they don't play the Silver String stuff with Cove.
So here's
Like-
my little interjection. Now, doesn't that speak to what I'm like my point about marketing a band and it turning it into a brand and a fucking money-making machine versus it just being the art that you appreciated? Doesn't it bastardize it a little bit?
A little, yeah. But I feel like in some cases, look, like DJ likes to bag on Sleep Token. I enjoy Sleep Token. I found them a little bit different than most people, so I don't buy into this whole like, oh my God, worship, Sleep Token.
I'm going to be honest, man. Everyone talks about Sleep Token. I've like never listened to them. I've like
So
never listened to them.
I will tell you right now.
That's probably why you must.
I will tell you.
It's exactly why I haven't listened to it.
What the weird thing is, I had never heard anybody talk about them when I first found them. I'd never heard anybody talk about them at all. I was like, well, this is kind of interesting. How I found them was I was just scrolling on my Instagram. Somebody was like, man, somebody referred this to me as the metal hosier. I love Hosier. That dude, I love him. He's another guy.
He does sing.
He's another guy that emotes to me in music, and I just freaking enjoy him. So I was like, a metal Hosier? Hell yeah. Like, I'm going to listen to that all day. So I listened to it. It was a really old song off of like their first album, and I liked it. Do I enjoy their overproduced stuff? Yeah, like somebody enjoys a freaking can of soda and stuff, right? Like, it's easy to listen to. I don't have a big deal with it. Do I like their older stuff better? That's more obscure and interesting? Yes, because I'm a weird person and I like obscure and interesting art behind stuff. Yes, I love the obscure, interesting things, right? He doesn't like him vocally. I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of cool. I think the guy has skills with his falsetto and stuff. I don't bag on the dude. I think it's good.
Sit down. Just sit down.
But
it's fine.
That
we know how to edit.
Band went from being this little tiny little band to this giant freaking community. People full on community. This band, like they just like love each other. It's weird, but it's also great. I love to see stuff like that. It used to be like that back in the day when I'd go to Under Oath concerts. Everybody just wants to like, I never met you. Let's talk about this band. Awesome, right? It's like. Yeah. That's great.
Connection. I'm going to bring it back to that word.
Right? We go to Emery concerts with people that have been listening to Emery. Emery's not a huge band, right? They have like a little weird cult following. I've seen like the same 5 people at shows and we like familiar faces and they'll be like, man, like remember at the last show we did a community connection, right? We opened for Emery. People remember us from opening for this band and that was like, I don't know, 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago.
I don't know.
Right? It's like,
but you know who doesn't do that? Boys like girls. They don't do that.
Segue.
Boys like girls doesn't like communities or connection.
This time, Johnny. DJ did.
For those of you that were around,
I think you're in my camp. I think it needs to be said, right?
Scooters.
Right? For those of you that were around and watched the Long Beach Warped Tour, we were at that. That was our bachelorette weekend. It was super duper fun. We were just hanging around, watching everything, and Boys Like Girls came on, and they played their old stuff, and then they also played some new stuff that people weren't really familiar with or didn't really care for.
Okay, so...
And then they were upset at their crowd for not responding to the newer stuff the same way they responded
Boys
to
Like
the older girls.
To provide some context, their peak popularity was what year, would you say?
I would say like 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this is...
The Great Escape was the popular song that everybody knew.
Yes.
Right?
Now this is the time of that... Oh man, this is kind of hard to describe. So there was a lot of good music going on from like that era. A lot of good music. But there was a couple of bands in AP Magazine. Sorry to age myself.
Yep.
But we used to look forward to fucking reading AP magazines and finding our new tastes that way. And Boys Like Girls, The Rocket Summer,
We the Kings.
We the Kings is a good one.
The best one out of that group, though, I will say, was Mayday Parade.
Mayday Parade you're nailing it. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
I was part of that group.
All of this genre of
girl music.
That is girl music for Johnny. That is girl music.
So,
I love it because it was girl music.
Remember that band, The Streets?
Yeah, dude, there was so many of them. The fucking the Ready Set.
Yes, the Ready Set.
There was all these bands that were very like
All Time Low.
All Time Low is still successful.
Yeah.
They're I would say,
but that's
where
they started from. Yeah,
they were the people who defined the sound.
Yes,
and then everybody else kind of copied
that. Band, Heavy Low.
Oh, dude, they were actually kind of good. A little bit of mathcore in there.
Yeah.
There was actually something to them. But yeah, no. So, anyways, all of that
mathcore.
You just go for a little
into that.
2 is 4.
Stop.
Were you pay more attention to the time signature than the actual
1 plus 3 is 3?
But yeah, so all those bands they kind of like the hot boy singer kind of bands, right?
Yeah,
so
they're preppy boys.
It all gets muddy, for me with all these bands. So when you said Boys Like Girls, I was actually picturing Fox Force 5. Like, I could see that band instead.
You mean Family Force 5?
Is it Family Force 5?
Yes.
Family Force 5. Yeah,
Family Force 5 was a weird band, though. They were
like
not
techno-y.
Yeah, but they were not
so
as
that's
popular.
what I was picturing.
Because their singer was more like, he actually like screamed and stuff.
Okay.
And like, it was not as popular.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. Is like, I got so lost
Boys
in all
Like
that
Girls.
shit.
So do those bands, fun bands that we listed off.
Do we have video of this?
I would say
oh, nice.
Are your preppy little teenage girls, exactly teenage girls. So girls between like the age of 12, the age of like 16, 17-year-old, Heartbreak, I Want a Boy to Love Me girls, right? Like this is girl music in a peak of what Johnny always says. This is girl music.
Girl music. Everything you guys are saying is girl music.
So what I think happened in this situation of why people were not responding to the music the way that they wanted them to is, one, we're all grown adult people.
I think it speaks to how that music didn't age well.
Yeah,
All
that's
those
what I'm
bands.
saying. That's what I'm getting to, is that we're all adult people now. I'm not heartbroken and sad anymore. I have a husband that I love very, very much. I'm not heartbroken and sad about anything that happened back when I was in high school and I had like hormones and was like upset that a boy made me feel bad, right? We're not like that anymore. So
Opposite day.
I don't sit and listen to a new version of what like that is and go like, oh my God, this is great. I totally relate to it. No, I don't sit like that. So I feel like it just, one, yes, it did not age well, and it didn't read with people, or people didn't feel that. So they were just kind of like, yeah, I mean, I hear it, but I'm not drawn to it like a moth to a flame like it was before.
A little inception here for our art stuff, right?
Wow.
So I had songs that I liked by the Ready Set. I had songs that I liked by some of these bands, Mayday Parade or whatever. I see the merit.
Mayday Parade would make me cry.
The whole not aging well thing speaks to exactly my point about modern music.
I don't think it'll age well either.
Is that it's not gonna fucking age well. We're living in a sea of mostly music that's not gonna age well. There is good music. That's the hard part to really try to convey to people, is like, there is still good music. There's still art out there. But we're living in mostly stuff that's not gonna age well now.
I don't necessarily agree with that with our genre necessarily, because I know there's ones that are catering to the more popular audience. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Dayseeker has developed into kind of that. Bad Omens is kind of developed into that. Bring Me the Horizon has developed into that, right? Like, these are bands that are starting to become popular. Sleep Token has done that and kind of developed into this popular sound.
I have a weird thing with Bring Me the Horizon, man, because I really started off loving them, but then I just started seeing through them as like a band that's like just going to cater to whatever's popular.
But some of it, like,
and it's honestly, it's always
like
good.
Bad Omens. I'll talk to Bad Omens
from a band.
I'll talk to Bad Omens and like Dayseeker, right? I feel like those bands really developed well, even in this popular sounding stuff. So it's like, it's like, I can't knock it. It's gonna be popular, but I feel like there's still artistry in it. Like, listening to Dayseeker's new album, I feel like there's still artistry in it.
No, I think this is my whole the crux of my big argument I talk about on every fucking episode is like,
I'll tell
people are starting to confuse what they think artistry is for just what it means to be in a big studio making what you think art is. And it's like, no, dude, like that, we're getting further and further out of touch.
No, I'm telling you, there's a reckoning coming, brother. Because if you think about it, there's a clear with humanity, there was a clear difference between the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 10 years, a decade. They're all defined by music, by dress styles. We get to the 2000s, it was kind of going into the 2000s, and then from that point, it just went stagnant. There's no.
Our shit's coming back hard right now, though.
But what I'm trying to get at is like, people are with this AI shit. People are loving the fact that real shit still exists somewhere out there, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now because I feel like the opposite's going to happen. Yeah, all this AI shit's going to come out. People are going to like, oh, prom shit. But guess what? Then they're actually going to look up real bands that kind of sound like what they accidentally.
Yeah, because they're gonna go.
And they're gonna be, oh wow,
what inspired this AI thing? And then be like, the bands are listed, and they're gonna be like,
You guys
what's
are
that?
you guys are defending a devil.
I'm not defending it. I think it's total crap.
That to me,
not defending it.
That's allowance, man.
Yeah,
the idea that to me, if AI music comes on my fucking phone, I'll chuck it across the fucking room. Right? I'll chuck it across the fucking room.
I'm gonna send you a song real quick.
But I'm gonna say,
I'll check it right across the room. Guess who's across the room from me?
I'm gonna say, like, you guys are saying, like, oh, I'm gonna look for who inspired the AI to do that. It's like, people are fucking lazy.
That's what I'm saying. People sacrifice
Yeah.
convenience for the idea of actually challenging your brain to curate your own taste. If the more we lose touch of that, the more our generations of people lose touch of that, the more we lose touch of our humanity.
There's a reason why in production and stuff, like, you cater to the lowest common denominator if you're trying to make any kind of money. Like,
well, that speaks to the motivator.
You say, oh, I go and search for it. People don't do that. They don't do that. You know, the lowest common denominator. They don't care about your key changes. They don't care about your time.
Now, would you say
if you want to just make music that you want to make that nobody wants to listen to, even if it just makes you happy, that should still be considered art. And on that point, go ahead and play my newest song, Johnny.
Well, no, I was going to say, Johnny, play that video of that band.
Play a song that nobody out there wants to listen to.
You
and it's my
rant
newest.
too goddamn much. We haven't, literally, we go from topic to topic without any fucking
scooters.
No scooters.
We've
had tons of segues.
I don't think we talked about the board bitch having such a deep insight on things.
You guys are killing me over here. I'm like, okay, what do I pull up next? What do I do next?
Honestly,
he's actually doing a phenomenal job.
Honestly, I should say we should go back to
themes,
the band jumping off the stage thing and the agents of what, because Johnny has that up.
Is that the Boys Like Girls?
The Boys Like Girls thing. Let's watch the video.
Let's do it.
What is that? What scene is that on the iPad?
Yeah, switch it. You gotta switch it.
See it. I did full screen.
So this is The Great Escape. This is a popular song.
It said this is when they jumped off.
Yeah, it was after this. Something like that.
That's what it said, but it don't look like that's what's happening here.
No, this is like the only song people enjoyed.
That was gay.
Sounded girly.
It is girly.
I mean, I would have loved to have been there to see the moment. You know what I mean?
It was odd, dude. It was freaking odd.
We got there right after it happened, and everyone's like, they just left.
Everybody was like, what the hell? Like it was weird. Like, look, everybody in this room has played to a room of no people before, or the other bands that are there to play, right? Sometimes people don't feel your music. Sometimes people do, right? But it's like, hey, man, the show must go on. You got to play your stuff. Maybe somebody will hear it and enjoy it.
This is what I say, dude, is like, dude, like, do you like doing this or not?
It's like, man, don't throw a hissy fit and run off the stage. A hissy fit and run off the stage. Look.
Like, I like the writing part. I don't like the
performing for people can potentially be very fun.
Yeah.
But it could also be potentially just like,
yeah.
Hey,
see, and I'm weird.
Johnny,
I'm the opposite.
Call back. It could be oatmeal.
It could be oatmeal.
Yeah, it could be fucking oatmeal.
I don't
see,
know. What is that?
You don't remember oatmeal?
I feel like I'm in the other basket. I'm in the other basket because as much as like I love writing with my band, that is probably one of the most enjoyable things that we do. But I also really have a lot of fun playing it live.
Yeah, the playing part is fun.
Regardless of who's in the room or not. I have a lot of fun playing it live. Like
that's the goal. Like we're literally motivated to
like we were.
This is supposed to be a fun experience.
We were watching videos of our old shows because we have some of them like recorded. We played one show with Kurt Travis and we just like tore apart our whole set list and we're like, well, let's just play stuff like we really wanted to play and never played. I've never seen any of us smile the most like that on stage. We were just having a fun time. We're like, man, we've never played this song. This song freaking rocks to play like this. And it's
so you
fun.
Just kind of brought something up to me that I've wanted to bring to the table for a second as an argument.
Among other things. Yes.
Among 1,000 fucking things
Yes,
that I always
yes.
talk
I
about.
would love a chance to talk once in a while,
He's
Anthony.
He's the agitator.
Just saying.
He's the agitator,
I mean,
bro.
my politeness has only got so much to it. So
He's an
I don't have to
agitator.
bring up the point.
You do realize I'm going to have to start snapping back at you.
I don't have to bring up the point.
He's an agitator. We did throw him in our freaking washing machine.
I don't have to bring up the point. I don't have to bring it up. I don't.
And he shows up with an MF hat.
Motherfucker. Hey, real quick.
What's up, dude?
Why did they leave the stage, or what happened?
They warned
Because the
people.
band or the crowd
They
wasn't
warned
feeling
people
them.
that you guys need to start moving. You guys need to start being like, stuff like that. They weren't.
Oh,
there
man.
was no crowd involvement, and they were pissed. So they were like, "If you guys don't move to this, we're leaving." And people were like, "The fuck."
It
Entitlement.
says
Yeah.
here that their set was cut short
Nope.
because of time slot.
Nope.
Time.
Because other bands had
That's what it
time
says.
slot issues
I'm
where
just
they
saying.
full on got like they were mid song. Who were you watching when that happened?
I know
4 Years Strong.
A Day to
4
Remember
Years
got
Strong.
cut. Yeah, 4 Years Strong.
Day to
got
Remember
cut.
didn't get cut. Their sound went out. But
They're on the stream they got cut.
but 4 Years Strong was in the middle of their last song, and they just turned off all their sound and just said, "Next band, stage next to you." But that was them getting cut off. No, these guys,
This girl band, they full on.
were like,
full on
"Fuck
left.
you guys," and took off.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn."
So I
so
bet
that
you
whole
there's
band's a
a
chick
lot of
band?
stuff that's been wiped from the internet of them actually
Yeah,
like being
I can't
recorded
find
having
nothing,
done
dude.
it.
Yeah.
It's
No,
actually
literally
crazy.
everybody there was like, just fucking.
They told us
Walked
fuck off and
off.
left. Yeah.
I hate to be on that band's PR team.
Honestly, I mean, it's not like I keep up with them or anything like that, but I haven't heard anything from them since back in the day, right? So it's like, man, like people probably were the same way. Like, I haven't heard from you guys. Like, where you guys been? And then they're like, we're
didn't
going to
even
show
know
you
where.
some new stuff.
That's
And
the
people
whole.
are like,
That's sort of the point I was going to try to get to if you allow me to get to it.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I get it, man. I get it. I'm a fucking jabberjaw.
Fucking-
But
Really?
you think? But no, okay, so with these legacy acts, you kind of mentioned earlier what's cash grabby and what's like genuine. Like these dudes, there's like a thin line between the people you see coming back with all the When We Were Young festivals, the Warped Tour festivals, all this stuff's coming back. And we talked about it like a little bit with like Linkin Park canceling on, what was it, Sick New World this year, right?
oh, good.
Because of the
I'm not
money.
paying money to see them. Good.
You know, like they canceled and a bunch of other bands canceled and then Sick New World ended up getting canceled. So to me, that all speaks to like a different motivation for the making the music. Like all the bands like are complicit to me in like, yeah, dude, like you're just trying to cash
But
grab.
I-
All of them.
I
are
think
complicit.
what happens though, Anthony, is because we're not in this position as them. So I can't speak for them. I think if I was in their position, I would understand more. Right? It becomes
Their career,
It's
yeah.
their job. Yeah, it becomes their job. So, I mean, can any of us legitimately say we go to work every day and we're like, man, I just love my job. I want to just do my job even when I'm not at my job. And I
kind of do
love
like my job, and it's
I do my
pretty
job.
I mean, I'm not saying I
It's a pretty
don't.
dumb
I like
job.
mine.
I'm not saying I don't like my job. I enjoy my job. I love what I do. But like, do I want to go home and do my job some more? And
I
just
think
like
that's just
my job is my
I think
fun
it's
time.
just a
No.
weird entitled thing that we all think.
I don't think it's the bands. I think it's the promotional systems, because you were talking about the staying power of like older bands and stuff that the music
The
just
defining
has
line
this, like,
between art
has
and
this, like,
entertainment.
timelessness to it. I do think the promotional system back then when that music was out was different. The goals were different. How to get in front of people's ears.
The algorithm wasn't
different.
what
It was
it is.
different.
It wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a
The
thing.
the incentives behind, if you are in the promotional industry, I just think it kind of just the behest of all the shit that we're talking about here. If like what makes a band gross, it comes down to who they work with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel
To
like
a degree, that's a contributing factor.
I feel like
yeah.
the way these bands are like, oh yeah, because like, a lot of the bands, because they're like, oh, like let's do something. This guy has connections. Let's work with this guy. And little do they know, this guy, you know,
Sneaking a
he'll
percentage
put you
or-
in front of ears that are just gonna just rape what you're trying to accomplish as a project, what you inspired for yourselves. You know what I mean? And that kind of gets perverted after a while.
So yeah, that's kind of That's
and you could be like how we are, or something like that, where we're like, man, I'm not gonna let somebody take my thing and change it into something else. I've had producers approach us that way and be like, we love what you guys put out here, but we want to turn you into this, and we're like, no, you're not, because I will not allow that to happen.
And that's sort of my
There's
bullet
no
point.
amount of money that would make me want to do this, because, again, we've talked about it before.
That autistic integrity.
Not just that, but we have we have talked about this in our life from jump, is that, yes, the band is a thing we love to do. It's always been like, yeah, we just always want to do it. It's a thing. But it has never been my option A for my livelihood. Income. Yes. So if that is somebody like, hey, man, like, I'm good at this is all I got, and I just got the opportunity to make this my livelihood, I'm not going to knock them. That's what they did.
And I think
so they have to live with that decision.
The new age adaptation and our responsibility as humans that need to keep the autistic integrity that we were born with. But no, the actual integrity of what art is and what it does for humanity and the benefits that it does is to start to adapt in a way to acknowledge that art is not as money-making of a thing as we have defined it as. There's things in the world that provide commodity, and there's things that in the world provide necessity. And if we were a world that everybody contributed more to industries that provided necessity, there would be a lot less famine. There would be a lot less problems with, just distributing housing and things like that. But people selfishly think it's okay to make millions of dollars off of their art. And I think that is morally incorrect and wrong. And that's a point that I'll always stand on, that most people will disagree with me on.
Who's making millions of dollars off their art? The promotional, the record labels, or the artists? Because the artists aren't getting shit.
I'll lump all of those people. No, I'll lump
the
all
artists
of those
aren't
people,
getting anything.
I'll lump all of those people in together.
Even your
though.
big,
the people
famous
who think
dudes are
the
not.
artists, people with the talent who are being taken advantage of by industries.
Getting taken advantage of.
I'll acknowledge that, but at the same time, they still have the self-worth and the self-recognition in themselves to think that their art is worth that. And then there's other people that are really good at money that take advantage of that.
Now riddle me this, Anthony. Okay, so these artists, these breakthrough artists, what do you think the average age group is, right? Of these people?
14 to 22.
14 to 22. Okay, 14 to 22. You're Anthony, 14 to 22. You're coming up with music. You don't know shit. You don't know what you know. You don't have the insight that you have right now to critique these things.
You guys were this.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have the insight that you have right now, being on the out. Now you're on the outside. Now that window of time to make those things happen.
In the age that it was taking place is a very different argument from in the age now, because we have the history to take fucking record of and to take knowledge from. And
that's not true. That's not true, because the lived experience from the people born that are in this range, they're dealing with the same exact type of thing now, but formed into today's.
But you're trying to say that we didn't have knowledge to know that labels were predatory back when we were there? Well, yes, we did.
I would say yes, absolutely.
No, we totally did.
But if you're like 20, if you're like 18, 19, 20, 21,
now, you know what I mean? Nowadays they have even more knowledge
as a child, so when I first started playing in bands and stuff, and I started gaining popularity and we had labels talking to us, I was probably about like 16. Did I know that labels were predatory at 16? I actually did not. So we were talking to Hot Topic Records. I will age myself with how long ago that was. And I think Faceless Records were the ones that we were talking to. I had no idea that these were predatory things. I had no idea that they would come and offer me some money, and then we would record an album, and then we'd owe the money back. I had no idea that that's how that worked. I was excited.
By design. I want to get signed. I want to get signed.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get signed.
By design, that is a system that is made and built to be predatory, whether the prey acknowledges the predatory nature or not.
So if we did that...
That is the part where I have the problem with.
If we would have said yes...
That wouldn't be the cult. Why are we talking about that like that's the culture? Because shitty people did it. And they have done it for the last 50 years.
They continue to do
it. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
And so we're being complicit in the argument. Well, it's like, well, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. That's
we're not saying that.
Well, no. And then our current generation has answered to that by all the independent artists that say, fuck the fucking
Yes, but this is
My
our
music
current
I
generation
love
of
how
people.
irrelevant
This
labels
is
are now.
our
Yes, I
generation.
agree with
Nice.
that.
But
See,
that
it's a
doesn't
new
acknowledge
adaptation.
new people that don't know that or are not set up and prepared for that. Yes, we could, and we know now.
I would argue the same thing like with spoiler alert in movies. Like I can't spoil Star Wars for anybody anymore. You know, there's a time limit on knowledge. If you don't know it by now, you're fucking stupid.
But there's also naivety to go into things, right? That like
then don't be that naive as an adult. We live in the modern age.
Hey, man,
I have to have that fucking.
I feel like
that
I was
knowledge.
naive
You
going
should
into
too to
us,
function.
and we had when I was a child, we had TLC growing up. TLC got ripped a new asshole by the record
they
label.
got absolutely.
And we knew about this. We knew about this, but we
That's one
still
for my
were
girl
like
Left Eye right there.
labels. We were still looking to be signed to labels, and we knew about
Yeah,
what
they got
happened to them.
molested with that
We knew
label, dude.
about
That
what
shit's
happened
crazy,
to.
dog.
We knew about what happened to Metallica and their label, and that's why they were scratching at freaking LimeWire for losing money.
But
we
thought,
knew.
We thought
and
that
we're
was
still,
only. We thought that was only major labels.
Yeah, but we knew. Like, come to find out, these minor labels were doing it to people. But we knew labels were doing this to people, and we still all
So we should be
dreamed
learning
to be
from the history now.
signed to these
You
things.
know, by this point, we should have learned from the history of the indie labels, the big labels. Yeah, we should. Anybody who's operating in that field now should be aware of what's going on. If you're not, yeah, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? If you're still prey to like someone coming and approaching you with a contract and you're not actually reading it, you know, these kind of things are things that are important. It's part of the industry. It's part of your job. And it's not the fun part of the job, but if you're not doing it correctly, that's your fucking fault. That's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
So if we would have been those kids and we would have signed that stuff, it would have been our fault too.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
Absolutely.
what I'm saying. For the people that are in this now, and this is their job, and this is what they signed up for, they basically signed their soul to the devil, right? Their soul, because
That's
they
what it
are
was, yeah.
giving that up now.
Yeah,
They
their
may have-
artistic integrity. And honestly, that's the part I would argue the most. Is like you said, that age group that's 16 to 20 are most full of our most angst and our passion. And we're really pouring our art. I would argue that
We
all my
were
favorite art I've
easy
done in
targets.
those ages. You know what I mean? It's like I was really trying. And nowadays, it's more just systematic, just making new songs and music. Back then, I felt the passion. And when you sell away that shit, I understand how frustrating that could be. But like I said, the system being in place in the first place and us being complicit in it when we could just be literally okay with singing, like, you know, Jesse Lacey might not have ever reached your ears, but his songs would have been just as good if his local fucking hick town heard him play them for him, you know what I mean, once or twice in their lifetime. And that's the reality of art. That's the reality of art. Sometimes there's so much good, beautiful art right there that's out existing right now. That's not on our fucking Instagram feeds. That's not in YouTube. It's not. It's literally someone created something
best
awesome.
Music out there is probably stuff that
that's
never
the
heard.
beauty. That's the fucking beauty of it. I talk to these guys all the time about like how small contained units of like artistic expression are the way to go for society. That's going to keep it thriving with new different forms of expression. But at the end of the day, we continue to just marginalize it and and put it into this big fucking vat that's all the same, and then it has to run through the same fucking algorithms and channels to be expressed to us and to be
Becomes
exposed
robotic.
to us. It's just repetitive.
Because I'll
garbage.
say we were guilty
Slop.
of that.
Slop.
We were guilty of that when not the current album that we worked on and we stopped. The album before that, I will say we were guilty of that because Dance Gavin Dance and all that stuff was getting really popular, and then we were just like, we threw Swampcore in there.
trying to.
And I was not into it at first. It kind of seemed like we made concessions for other bandmates to do so. But it's like, you know, I will say that was we bent sideways to allow that to
I'll
happen.
just ask one question, right? Did you guys like do it under the guise of like, yeah, we're experimenting, we're trying to grow
No.
as a band? No. Okay, so that's pretty actually straightforward. Because to me, it's like I think that's where it gets kind of like.
Because we were like, this is popular. We're playing with bands that are doing this too. It is popular. Like I said, we opened for Kurt Travis.
Yeah.
These are we had opened for Dance Gavin Dance at a festival. Like these are things that are like, this was getting really popular at the time. Why don't we try to do it? It's not like we're bad at it.
Trying to cater as
right?
opposed to trying
we
to
were
express.
doing that. I don't necessarily look and and I'm not saying this to knock anybody in our band or anything like that, that they enjoy to play that, they're great at it, right? That is their style, right? It's not necessarily my cup of tea. I enjoy to listen to Dance Gavin Dance. I've been listening to Dance Gavin Dance since they first showed up. Like, but if I was gonna
Why are you gay?
model,
Why are you gay?
if I was gonna pick how my music was gonna sound, it has been kind of where we're at now, where everybody's kind of like just do what they enjoy to listen to and stuff like that. It's
now what do you think the value is though of like covering, people that cover iconic songs in their own style? Like what do you think the value is for a band to do that?
Well, okay, we could talk to a band directly, right? Our last night just retired.
They retired.
Yeah, they just retired. They covered everything under the freaking sun, right? Like
they were a cover band.
Yeah, it was
a successful cover band.
They wrote their own music too, and they had some songs that were their own that were really good, right? But they got popular by covering stuff. But that's one of those things that I will say it's kind of like that, catering to an audience. Catering to a wider audience to get popular and all those other things. That's part of that, right? But that happened in our era. We had I Set My Friends on Fire did Soldier Boy.
I would say they were the first ones
to really do
the first ones to really do like the punk goes crunk kind of cover stuff.
And then everybody
That's why they have such beef with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would honestly argue that like people don't give them credit. I've talked about them a couple times on the podcast, but I think that they were frontier pioneers, man, in the sound that a lot of people are doing now. Ghostman and the fucking what's the other guys? The fucking I don't fucking know all these emo trap rappers guys, but
Ghostman was actually making emo music before he was doing his shit.
But yeah, I mean honestly, and I think that sound has evolved into what we're doing now because of a lot of the stuff that I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yeah,
did.
like they were great at what they did, and what got them popular was that freaking Soldier Boy.
Yeah,
honestly, I had never heard of them until that thing floated through my MySpace, and I was like, "That's fucking cool."
I mean,
let's go look at it.
Band.
Yeah,
remember when we wanted to cover Eminem?
Yeah, you guys did too.
Was it?
I found it.
Was it Move Yourself or Lose Yourself?
Right?
The Way I Am. It was so hard to scream. It was just so straightforward. It
was just like
dude, I was in a band that we did
no breaths.
We did All I Do Is Win. We did All I Do Is Win. That was
all
freaking hard.
I do is win, 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 no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, the ludicrous freaking rap. That was the hardest thing that I had to scream that. I had to scream that. Like it's just like, dude, I did it, but I mean, we've covered stuff before. We covered
Did we just naturally scooter into covers?
We scootered. We
did Taylor Swift. What is it? You Were Trouble. We did that when Eric was around.
That was Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
We did Bad Blood.
But covers are fun though.
Covers are fun.
There's something that reignite.
Yeah.
Like we did
we're doing a mystery cover right
I haven't
now.
done the full release of all those covers that we did.
That'll be a
American
mystery
Rejects,
drop with a new song.
Finch, Under Oath, those ones. But those are just like fun, helping me learn different techniques with mixing and stuff. And
yeah, because I want to cover songs that are in similar genres. Not even because it's like, oh well, you're biting a band that already exists. It's like no, like I enjoy this song. I would love to have my take on their version of it. Like wanting to cover Brand New, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to cover an Under Oath song and do a twist on it. Right?
We were talking about Boy Brush Red earlier. I could play that whenever I want to. That's one of my things that I could state proudly is just play it acoustic and sing it. It's a fun one to do.
Yeah, I chill on the side and play Sowing Season from Brand New.
There's a couple Brand New songs. I know Jesus Christ and then Boy Blocked.
Yeah.
What's the one off the first record? Wear Me Like a Nickel. That 70 times 7? Is it 70 times 7?
Your favorite weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some of their songs. That's because
one reason I love them.
We know how to cover these songs because when we first started playing music,
that's what we learned.
That's how we learned how to do these things. I think the first song that I actually learned how to play on guitar was I want to say Ruddy Fuels by Amberlynn.
Okay.
That was the first song I learned how to play. Amberlynn was the first album that I actually went and bought by myself as a kid. Was like, Mom, I need to go to the store and buy this. I bought their first album as a little kid.
So to add to that, what's the first album you ever stole?
I actually never stole one. Oh, you're talking our LimeWire still?
Alert!
Are you talking about LimeWire LimeWire still, or like I walked out of freaking Virgin Records with one?
For me.
I was literally that guy in high school. I was just like, hey man, what CD do you want? I was like,
It's one-
selling
Hey,
them.
like,
Maybe this makes me
cool.
super
Question. LimeWire still, or walk out of Virgin Records with the album in my pants still?
Is that what you're asking me? What I'm asking you?
Yeah.
LimeWire. Like that's more.
LimeWire still. The first album that I stole was The Week's End by Emery.
There's
Okay.
there's at least one
Then I bought it.
person in this room that has got
I did get caught.
a letter
I got
from
a
their
letter.
ISP of saying, hey,
Hey, chill.
don't download
Chill,
this stuff.
bro.
Hey,
Yeah, me too.
That was
Chill,
So
bro.
there's 2 people.
I will say
There's 3 people.
that I got caught for
She got one, and I was like,
I got caught for downloading Adele's 21.
Oh, see, the big guns came after
Mine
you.
was
Yep.
That was the
I
big
made
guns
the
coming after
mistake
you.
of not stealing stuff
Yeah.
from Tooth and Nail and stealing stuff from
You
like
might
Capitol.
as well gone up to Lars Ulrich's doorstep and pissed on his rug. You know what I mean? That's how you're challenging Adele.
I figured I stopped stealing from minor labels when I was like, these guys are cool and I probably shouldn't steal from them.
I honestly, I
But
still function
I was like,
highly off of bands' leaks.
I was like,
Sometimes
man.
you talk to the right people.
Intentional
Yeah.
leaks.
Yeah, they're intentional leaks, man. I'm like, all right, cool. I got a new record this week.
I was like, man, Adele doesn't need my money. She's got some money. That's why I stole
is
it.
it stealing if you were never going to buy it in the first place?
I was never going to actually buy it.
Funny thing about band leaks. So the Blue Sky Noise from Circa, it was about to come out, right? There was a leak. I was like, oh, Blue Sky Noise. I downloaded it, but it wasn't Blue
It wasn't
Sky.
Blue. I've had that happen.
It was Harvard. The band Harvard.
I've had that happen, and I really like Harvard, by the way.
Yeah, I do too.
I
I was just like, oh, I like these guys.
first
actually.
heard-
That's how
I couldn't get into that school.
I first heard Harvard back in like 2011, 2012 when they weren't signed yet. I heard them back at Soma in San Diego playing a freaking unsigned
At
night.
Soma? I like that place.
They were playing an unsigned night with another band that's really freaking popular nowadays. It's another like swung quarry band, but they don't have vocals. Sean. They were playing with Sean. They were all not signed back then. They were just
Sean
chilling.
is the one,
Yeah.
that's the band that's like they're like jam with like jazz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like swung quarry jazz stuff, no vocals.
Yeah, all instruments.
Yeah, no
I
vocals.
like that stuff.
Yeah, and they're like now still like popping and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're like
I
they're
like
like
those guys.
blowing
But yeah,
up now.
I heard both of those bands together at freaking Soma on an unsigned band night. Yeah, freaking
kinda sick, actually.
like crazy, right? And then you see people pop up like, damn, like this stuff's rad. Like I love that back in our generation of people, we were around stuff like that. We can turn around and be like, man, I saw this band when they were either not signed or barely signed and they were like nothing. And now they're huge. And it's like, man, I got to experience this in like a tiny little box room.
Yeah, I think that's
like-
kind of like where the musician that kind of grew with the industry from I would call them the analog days to the digital age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we do. There was this
Love that song.
There was this struggle
It's a good song.
to discover stuff and the value of discovering things. We have a particular value for that concept. You know what I mean? We were kind of like, taught that stuff. And what do you guys, what would you guys say from when we discovered music, the general public, how much more music do people listen to now than before? Do you think? Because I know, I used to know people
Okay.
like, oh, I don't listen to music at all.
Can I split a hair here?
Like, I don't know.
How many listen to music with the intent on actually listening to
Well,
it?
okay,
Like
if we
a
want
record.
to
Yeah.
compare,
Or like
Not it
several,
just being
just
in
a
the
single
background.
versus, because to me, we're in a culture where it's all fly by
Singles.
night. It's
Singles.
singles.
Yeah.
People are
And
releasing
if we
singles.
were doing
and
the
all
We
this
have
is
brought-
represented by one song.
If we were listening to music segment, I would do The Digital Age by early November.
yeah, because we're doing
I love that
like
song.
quite
I love that
literally.
record.
Yeah.
That record
Oh,
saved
yeah.
me that
Yeah.
year, man.
Yeah.
That was so great.
Quite literally, we have
Cue up that
catered to
song.
the 5-second attention span,
Cue up
right?
the early November, bitch.
But
Digital Age.
No, it's not happening. We're at an hour and 50 minutes right now.
Are we
We're
really?
not queuing up nothing. Yeah, I've been trying to like say,
To rap?
Well, not that. I was like start talking about like
We
one
could do
topic. You guys went to one topic, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start queuing that. I'm like, and then you go to something completely different.
That's
and it
fascinating.
start
Anyways,
fucking-
DJ, you were saying?
It's like
Everything.
all right, whatever. We started talking about cover songs. I was gonna get into that.
These
but
are
we just
fun,
don't got-
chaotic episodes.
we don't
That's
have time.
what we lean
We just don't
into.
have time, dude.
I don't know. Speaking of LimeWire and all that hacking shit, let's go check out the computer cheats. What you got, Anthony?
Again.
Yeah, let's rap on my song. I'm down.
Yeah.
Just play it in the background.
Let's play
I'm good with that.
that shit
I didn't
real
even
quick.
get to
That sounds
finish
fun.
my idea. With
Wait, what was your point? What was your...
Well, because we were talking about what generation I feel like listens to music most. I feel like it was us, in all actuality, because we were watching
I'd
and
say
talking
so.
about TV back then, right? We were watching One Tree Hill. Every fucking episode of One Tree Hill is
They
a
used
new
to
band.
have music in television, bro. It's not even
that's-
like that anymore.
And that was popular television.
It's all supplemental bullshit, AI
Jack's Mannequin,
music.
something corporate, Fallout Boy.
Yeah, and you'd
Take
be
It Back
pumped on a
Sunday.
television
In
show?
a television show.
Yeah,
I
I
was
remember-
just like, hell yeah.
I remember hearing
Gavin DeGraw, like, hell
TBS
yeah.
on Cribs, and I was like, that's pretty sick. That's pretty fucking tight.
Yeah,
like Taking
like-
Back Sundays on Cribs. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
Because it was so woven into our whole existence as pop culture to even have emo bands that weren't even freaking popular and stuff. I was watching old episodes of The Challenge. It's in The Challenge. You have Underoath screaming or stinking Devil Wears Prada in the back of the challenge going, like in The Challenge. That's a popular TV show.
And then-
Road Rules, things like that. People watch that.
and that evolved into the more important thing being the like kind of just basically bland whatever can place hold that kind of music in a show for the cheapest and make us the most money. That circumnavigated and completely circumvented the entire concept of artists doing it.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
only
artists
exists
being
now.
there to do it. And
That
that
only
was
exists in
fun.
clips
It was
now.
fun. As much as it was corny and dumb when you were watching Punk'd and then you got, a little bit of fucking
it was-
Finches on there.
I didn't
That's
even think
tight.
it was corny. I thought it was cool to hear a
it
band
was
that I
fun. It
liked
was
on
fun,
TV.
though. That was the fun of it. We used to, I mean, they even had, like, remember Virgin Records? They used to have like all the like the good shit. You just had to pop on
The little
Yeah.
headphones. Yeah, that was the best,
You're
dude.
like, oh, what?
That was the fucking
Oh,
best.
what? Your
The
homies over
freaking-
there being all.
Yeah.
No, and I'll tell you this: we've spoken about the visceral experience of going into like a Virgin Records or a REI or whatever one of those things, and looking at the cases and investigating the titles, reading about the band, seeing the artwork. That we're being robbed of that.
Yeah, I
And people
was
don't care.
drawn into
People
that.
don't care.
I was drawn
if you were to
into
tell
that
me
so
right now,
hard.
Spotify was gone, and the only way I could get any more new music was I had to do it that way. Yeah, it would be harder, but I would design some time of my life to do it because I already have so much
But
fucking
again,
There's
entertainment
intention
already.
behind it.
It was
There-
woven
and-
into
and
the
it-
culture of
and
the
it
time,
allows
though.
you, allows you to have like an actual like memory of it. You know, you're like, okay, cool. Even if this isn't good, I remember I've done that 1,000 times where I go to a physical place and I buy a physical record and I put it in, listen to it track for track, and guess what? There were some they didn't fire. You know what I mean? There weren't successes. I was like, this wasn't great. This wasn't great. But I still remember those ones for some reason. I still remember the band June. I was like, I was excited by their single. I saw their music video, so I got the record. Nothing else spoke to me. Still remember buying the record. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a visceral nature to that. Doesn't matter that they were big on me. I still like that single.
Yeah.
I still have a memory. And when I do put it on, there's a little nostalgia to it, even though it's not my thing, even though I don't love it. And then with the bands that I do love, I still have, perhaps I suppose by Rufio, physical CD.
Mm-hmm.
Physical CD.
Yeah,
It's
you
one of
want
my
that vinyl.
prized possessions. It's one of my prized possessions because they're just this little band that you don't know what that is? Rufio? I want you to play it right now. Pull it
I
up.
know what Rufio is.
You know the band Rufio?
Yeah, I know the band Rufio.
They're from over here. How
Yeah,
you
they're
not
from
know
here,
that?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I know who they
still
are.
to this day, one of the greatest like
Used to kick
punk
it with
rock
their drummer.
riffs is the intro to Above Me. The intro to Above Me to this day rips. Play it.
Johnny,
I don't listen to that music, that's why I don't
This
care
drink you
about
gave me,
this.
did you put a Rufio in this shit?
What album?
I put my penis in it.
Perhaps I suppose.
I put my nuts in it.
And the big R.
There's a little, there's like some notes of
You just
Fremunda in
skipped
here.
over it. There, that one.
His
First
nuts,
one,
my
first track.
wiener.
Listen to this riff.
I used to think this was so fast, and now I'm
So
like,
fast, dude.
now I'm like, nah.
Really? I still have
It's
a
not
hard
that
time with
fast.
it.
That's not that fast, no.
I still have a hard time playing this.
This is fast as fuck, boys.
It's fast as fuck, bro.
It's literally just up and down.
We're
picking.
not all of us are Mike, all right? So-
Yeah.
I've been around too many people now. I know what's
I
fast.
suck ass. I can't do this.
Hey, we're going to do a challenge on our next Digital Panic episode. All of us try to play this riff. Mike will win, but it'll be funny to watch us try. That shit's tight, man. I'm sorry, that's tight. Johnny's hating it.
At this era, when this came out, I was just like, yes, we needed to hear that.
Right. And it was so unique and different. To me, it's like, okay, so skate punk is a very, to me, close to my heart genre, right? And I'll wrap up. I'm sorry. I've been on Ranthony mode all day. But skate punk is
every Sunday here on the stool.
Skate punk is a genre that's very close to my heart because it's so energetic. It really, when I would go back, dude, this is fucking Walkman days, like fucking CD Discman. And I would put a Rufio CD and then just go skate around the park, like not even doing tricks or just skating around to fucking skate punk. Because it just gave me a weird feeling. It gave me this special feeling, this excited feeling.
I was listening to Cephalic Carnage and Meshuggah skating.
Yeah, I guess that makes your dick bigger than mine.
Like, wait, he's listening to Phallus what?
But dude, like anything, like
fetus what?
We were always listening to something. I feel like music was always in our ears. Like we were just always, because I feel like nowadays,
it was
like
so exciting. Now
kids,
it's just bland. It's not, I'm not even saying stylistically. I'm just saying there's so much of it. We're so overexposed to it. It's like whatever.
I feel
we
like
don't care. We don't care.
Kids have the earbuds in
good.
now, but I don't even think they're really listening to anything.
It's
just there.
It's just there.
It's a fashionable thing.
They take it for
granted.
We
literally were like, we'd sneak freaking headphones through our like things in our.
You cut the hole in
do you guys remember the age of like bands? There being bands that your parents didn't want you to listen to.
Oh God. Okay. My parents thought that the Devil Wears Prada was a devil worshipping band, and they were like, well, because my family's Christian, so they were like, yeah, you can't listen to Devil Wears Prada. There's devil's music, and I quite literally went on the freaking lyrics.com or whatever, printed out their songs, and slid it to my mom and dad. They were like, oh. They felt so silly afterwards. And then they took me to a show to go see them. They played with POD and it was pretty cool.
That's pretty sick.
I've seen POD live and they're amazing.
It's pretty cool.
One of my uncles, me and my cousin,
I was like 8.
Me and my cousin David bought.
That's so sick. Anyways, Mike, you were saying?
What was I saying? No, anyways, the computer cheese. Let's throw it up and then we'll close
put it up and we'll wrap up. It'll just be in the background.
What I was going to say was...
Once DJ. One time.
5 times.
This is a fun episode. I like this one. Don't pay attention to the video. It's bad editing and stupid shit.
I thought it was Sonic the Hedgehog stuff in the back. I was about to applaud you.
That's what I wanted to do, is make video game music. That was the whole... I made 9 songs that are video game music. That's what I did with this whole
you should team up with our lead guitar player. You should team up with Hayden. He's all about the chip tunes.
Just do some
heck yeah, man.
chiptune shit.
In Illinois now?
He's in Michigan.
Michigan, that's right.
Remember
so that's not going to happen for me.
That's fun. I still do. I still make some. Sometimes I'm feeling frisky.
Yeah, no, this was just something fun that I've had weeks to share it.
In a level that's like dark blue.
It reminds me of like Contra or some shit like
that. That's exactly what I'm going for, bro. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Is just make some fucking...
I could dig it.
I'm more of a Mega Man guy.
There's some stuff in there for you on the EP.
Dude, this is good. You should submit it to some freaking games, dude.
I might. I don't know. Who knows?
Hey, man,
like I said, I just have fun doing this shit.
Bungie's always looking for... musician people to make their stuff because they just like to fire everybody all at one time. So you might be able to get a job there remotely.
I'll fucking do it.
I don't know. This sounds like AI to me. Anyways, this has been the Stool Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in today.
You're fired.
You guys have been awesome.
I'll show you my fucking stems, bro. This ain't no AI.
Hey, Suno. Now introducing stems at Suno. Go check it out.
Hey, stems are how make video game music.
Anyways, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, guys. Thank you guys for making it 2 hours in. Appreciate you guys.
This was fun. This is fun.
Sorry for all of our podcast appearances being very long.
Yeah. So let's start with DJ. DJ, what you got going on? What you getting into these days?
What are your butt plugs?
Find you?
You can't find me anywhere. Don't look for me, but Digital Panic is back. Don't look for it yet.
So don't at me.
At the Big 5 Head.
Yeah, at Big _5 HED.
All right, what about you, Tori?
Well, you can find me on social media. I'm T_Riot on Instagram and whatnot. But yeah, Digital Panic's back doing stuff. We have one song that we almost have done that will probably be pushed out with a surprise cover song that we have low key. We're like, should do, shouldn't do, but it'll be fun. Yeah, that'll come out soon.
Oh yeah. You want to go just counterclockwise?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at NoMixGiven. Go ahead and check me out. I got new music coming out. Cherry Coyote, been working on that stuff. I'm actually like getting stuff to get done now. So surprisingly,
got some videos out now, some promotional material.
I got a new computer. Took me forever to get it all set up. So now I'm in the workflow state. So we're gonna get cranking on that.
Yeah, that sounds like no fucks given.
I'll do a nice little double plug for that, Cherry Coyote. I play bass for that project. Check me out at Ranthony on Instagram. That's where most of my activity is. If you want to follow the Computer Cheats, that's what you're listening to through the plugs. There's 8 other songs that I did. It was a good time. I'm not going to be playing shows or doing anything else with that. It's just some fun music I made that I'm trying to promote right now. And that's about it, man. What about you, Johnny? And that has been the Stool Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us.
I missed that bit, dude. I missed that bit. That was fun. We used to do that.
Go ahead, Johnny.
We're too nice to the board bitch nowadays.
Who said that?
See?
I'm not hearing anything.
Come on, move it along, guy. Hurry up.
All right, you can just find me on everything, IG, TikTok, and all that shit at JonnySavage, JONNY, SAVAG.
Johnny Sausage.
Johnny Sausage. You can find me on all those platforms and all that good stuff.
OnlyFans?
Check out my band. That's Johnny Sausage for sure. My band DNG, DNG Heavy on IG. We going to have some new shows coming up in the new year. I don't think anything right now, actually, until then.
Hopefully he won't book it on the same night as another big band playing right down the street so we can go.
Hopefully not. Hopefully my friends will actually come watch the show this time.
Hey, man, your friends had tickets to see Salesen's reunion show, and you just had a show right down the street.
You can always watch them. That's the thing. How much times have you seen them?
A lot.
Exactly.
A lot now.
Check out my band. Check out Thee Dunce. Thank you guys for watching the Stool Podcast. And this is like episode 50 something now, so we're moving right along. We appreciate that.
Let's do it.
At 100, I promise you guys steak and lobster.
Steak and lobster.
Oh, do we get to eat that while we do
in
it?
studio? We'll do a whole 12-minute ASMR segment at the beginning.
Maybe.
Mukbang, steak and lobster.
And now that's it. That's all I have to say.
This has been the Stool Podcast. See you guys next time.
Love you.